You tuned into Opie Radio, XM 103, Sirius 206, and you got me. Sam Roberts, here on Sam Roberts Show for the next 3 hours. We're here every night, starting at this time, 9 p.m. Eastern, to talk about everything that is everything, at least in my pea brain. Get those phones ringing. 866-969-1969. 866-969-1969. I think Hot Dog is here, answering the phones. Free labor is good labor. A lot to talk about tonight. I'll get to the interview that I promised you, the Hardcore Pawn guys. I promised you that on Friday. We did not have time. We will have time tonight. You will hear that interview social media struggles of Aisha Curry, which I just love. I just love. But I hope everybody had a good weekend. I know I got to see Tom Segura perform his stand-up, which, I mean, he's just amazing. He's just incredible. He'll be back here later this summer because he's coming back to New York. He couldn't stop by the show this time because he was doing shows at night, but he'll be back on this show later this summer. But he was really, really funny. And the Levity Live, really great club in West Nyack. Good food. It's big, too. And he was like, you know, on a weekend in late June, people want to stay around New York on weekends in late June. You know what I mean? They leave. They go on vacation. They do whatever, especially early in the summer like this. But no, it was packed. It was packed for both shows that I saw on Saturday. So great time over the weekend. But, you know, the more I think about it, I ended up thinking to myself, I think it was Friday night. And I don't know if this show has just warped the way I look at things, but I had this moment of feeling like, oh, there's this moment of, oh, that's so nice. Oh, you know, that is really nice. Because I was thinking about, what's her name? Diamond Skin. What was her name? Is that her name?
Skin Diamond.
Skin Diamond. Remember Skin Diamond was in here on like Thursday or Wednesday or whatever day it was? And she was in here with her boyfriend. And I was thinking about how in love they are. Because I was looking back and I clicked through, I checked to make sure everything's working. And I was looking at the video on my Facebook page because we Facebook Live when Skin Diamond was demonstrating how she likes to get punched in the asshole by her boyfriend. And her boyfriend was like, you know, I don't really want to punch her, but I do want to keep her satisfied. And like, that's what they do as a couple. Like, they love each other. She was talking about, when she has, the time she had a tomato up her ass. And he was like, oh yeah, no, I hadn't heard that story, but that's funny. Like, they looked very much in love. But the moment that I knew that they were definitely in love was the moment that she explained how much she likes getting her asshole punched. And I don't know if my definition of love and relationships, but I had one of those relationship goals moment as I was sitting there thinking about that. It's like, that's a connection. When you're just a girl who wants to get punched in the rectum and you find somebody that'll do that for you, and I just saw it in their eyes. They were both very much in love, and I felt emotional for them. I felt warm and tingly for them. Maybe that was just in my butt because I was considering what they do in their spare time. But I don't know. Sometimes I think that happens. Sometimes, whether it's just the life you lead or the entertainment you keep, the people you listen to, whatever it is, you realize that you have the same emotions as other people. You have the same wants and needs and all that, but everything just gets kind of skewed and curved. I was trying to explain to my wife, like, oh no, it was really sweet. Like, they both loved each other. You know, the boyfriend started punching the girl in the asshole because that's what she wanted. And he had never done that before, but now they do that and it brings them closer. And my wife was like, what are you talking about right now? They punch in the asshole? That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I said, no, you don't understand. It's sweet. It's nice. She goes, it's not nice. It's weird. It's like, okay, well, maybe it's weird to you, but your perspective hasn't been so skewed. So it's weird that perspectives get skewed in such a way, but I think it's better. I think my perspective is better, believe it or not. I think my perspective is better because it cuts away any of the sort of pretense, like anything that you're stuck up about or anything that you're sort of like, oh, I don't know if that's the right thing to do, or you're missing the point. You're missing that two people have found each other and found an activity that they have in common. Yes, it's punching each other in the donut, but whatever it is, it's something that they share together, and that's what we celebrate, right? No, not if it's punching in the asshole. I don't know if we celebrate that. No, you've missed it again. You've missed it entirely. I'm not going to explain this to you because you feel like if you have to explain it, then what's the use? 866-969-1969. Payday, who's calling in from Vegas. What's going on, Payday?
Hey, man. How's it going today?
Good.
Good. At first, I was just calling to give you props and telling you you're doing a good job, and don't want to be one of those guys who say, "Hey, I didn't like you, but now I do." But, anyways,
but that happens to. He's like, but that's true. I just don't want to be one of the guys who says it.
Well, yeah, I don't. But now that you're talking about punching your significant other in the asshole,
yeah,
I got a different thing to talk about. Me and my wife, we recently actually took up firearms training out here in Las Vegas. And it's more of a sense to kind of be on guard, not really to, start any trouble or anything like that, but more or less just kind of be prepared for, some shit that might go down.
But I'll bet on some level it also brings you guys closer, doesn't it?
Oh, it really does. It really does.
You see, and this is what I'm talking about. This is like the PC world will teach us to if you're anti-gun, right? If you think there's need more gun control, then the minute that our friend Payday starts talking, you go, oh, what do you guys need those guns for? Guns aren't used for this, guns aren't used for that, and you've completely missed the point. That whether you share the interest in the activity or not, these are two human beings that enjoy this activity together, and you're like, they're not causing anybody any harm. They don't want to go up and shoot people. They want to be able to defend themselves. But at the end of the day, you're talking about a couple who maybe they're doing something that you don't like. But guess what? They didn't invite you. They're just becoming closer to each other.
And all the rounds that I have fired off have been around like-minded people. I go to a range here in town, and also there's a training site outside of town. But anyhow, yeah. Just back to my original point, man. Hey, great job on the radio.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Payday.
Yeah, you deserve all your success, man. I'll keep listening.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
All right, have a good one.
But it is one of those things where and that's how too. When you've married or you've entered into a relationship that is just fucked up. There's those moments where that you have to get everything on the table before you get serious at all. Because I know people that will be in these relationships. They're 6 months, a year in. Sometimes you get married and you go, oh no, I thought I'd just play this video game. Play this what? No, I play this video game to relax. Oh, you know what? Who does that? Little kids, okay? I'm not going to be married to somebody who plays video games. And all of a sudden, this thing that you were doing forever, but you never mentioned because you didn't think your significant other would think it was cool, you can't do it anymore. You can't do it around her because all she does is berate you, or vice versa. You know what I mean? I'll never understand the people who will not clear things and get it off the table before anything serious happens. That's the only, because you hear it all the time. You hear about people who end up in relationships where, oh no, I do that, my wife doesn't like that, or she doesn't even know that I do that, or blah, blah, blah. Why not? Have you started doing it after you got married? Well, first, if it's fucking other women, then I get where that's a hobby that's not all women. But really, if your hobby is having sex with other women, you're like, what are the things that you like to do? Well, I ride a bike. I do read the newspaper, but I'm mainly a headlines guy. And I love having sex with strange women. I do it frequently. If that's your hobby, then you need to find a woman who will allow that and enjoy that and embrace that. That's why I don't judge that either. If I meet a couple where they're like, yeah, This chick lets me have sex with other chicks. I'm like, you figured it out, bro. You did it. Good for you. Because what's the alternative? If you're somebody that physically needs to have sex with other people, you're doing it either way. If you don't find somebody that accepts that, you're going to decide, well, I better be in this relationship so people stop asking me when I'm going to be in a relationship. And then you just lie. You just go and have sex regardless with other people. And then eventually, what are you going to do? You're going to get caught in your web of lies. No matter what the hobby is, no matter what it is. You can't be in a relationship with somebody with them not knowing what it is that makes you happy, no matter how weird it is. Can you imagine if I even downplayed the fact that I watch wrestling as much as I do with Jess? Like, can you imagine if that had come out after the marriage, after we had gotten, married? Because once we got married, she can expect, the arrangement is, if you get married or you end up in a relationship, the arrangement is the life that we've begun to set up before this ceremony. That's what I'm being promised. So if you're like, oh shit, we're married. That's why I'll never understand people who will get married without having lived together. That's got to be the goddamn craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. Crazy. But you can't just be like, oh, you know what? It never came up in conversation before. But I like picking up stray animals and turning them into pets. What? No, yeah, I wash them. I find ducks in oil spills, and I wash ducks. That's my hobby. I like to wash ducks. No. You got to be able to tell this girl that you're seeing by, month number 2. By the second month, you need to be able to be like, look, I'm not going to be able to go out tonight because I'm at home washing this duck. But if you want to come over and wash ducks with me, that's cool, because that's when you know that you found somebody that you can take seriously. When you guys are washing ducks together. That's the point. And she doesn't have to be a duck washing aficionado. She just has to be somebody that can enjoy washing ducks with you. If she's sitting there going, ugh, are you washing ducks again? Well, then guess what? See ya. Goodbye. You go. Because you're better off washing those ducks on your own than looking at a woman. Because this is what's going to happen. You're going to say, you know what? That's not a healthy thing to just sit around washing ducks. I got to get a girlfriend. I got to get a wife. Or if you're a woman, I got to get whoever you are. If you're cisgender, I don't know. I need a partner. I need a spouse. And you know what's going to happen? Eventually, you're going to get to a point where you're looking at your mate. Male, female, trans, cis, wombat. I don't care what kind of thing they are. You're going to look at your mate and you're going to resent them. And you're going to think to yourself, before you came along, I was just happily washing ducks. I was picking ducks up. They were filthy. I'd put them in the sink. I'd clean them up. I was so fulfilled. And now you come around and you take that away from me. And we can get distracted. I'll bet that guy who we were listening to at the top of the show, who ended up going off and Snapchatting with Nikki Renee, I'll bet his wife that he was married to, I'll bet she was all like, I enjoy watching this television program with you. It's a fun show to watch. Nikki Renee, she's not going to have any of that. The jump off on the side, always fun at first, but they're not going to watch Empire with you. No. They're not going to, you know what I like to watch? Black Ink. They're not going to watch Black Ink with you. It's not going to happen. I watched 3 episodes of Black Ink last night. You need to find somebody that's going to be able to do that. Otherwise, you're miserable. I don't care what it is. People will try to convince themselves that their whatever, their fucking hobby is dumb. It's weird. It's stupid. Whatever it is. But it's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. You try to be like, Jess, before she married me, she was married, dating some guy who was obsessed with World of Warcraft or whatever that game is. And I'm like, I'm glad that you didn't convince him to stop. Because if you had, it wouldn't have made anything any better. She would have been sitting there going, oh, I'm glad we get to spend more time together. And he'd be looking at her going, I wish I was fucking invading a village right now. Or whatever it is those weirdos do in World of Warcraft. I don't know. I don't have time for it. But apparently people enjoy it. 866-969-1969. The phone number to call is 866-969-1969. And I was doing that when I was in high school. I'd pretend to not be into things that I was actually into. You think I'm walking around high school? Like when I started dating, I was watching way less wrestling. And guess what? All I wanted to do was watch wrestling. It was way better. Because that's what I want to do. You know what I knew that was in over my head? I was dating this girl in high school. And I was trying to explain pro wrestling to her. She was like, well, it's fake. I go, well, it's predetermined. She's like, well, what do you mean? I was like, well, they're physically hurting each other. But the results are predetermined, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, oh, so is it like sadomasochistic? I was like, what? She's like, sadomasochistic. I was like, there's nothing sexual about what's going on. It's a performance. What are you talking about? Once that question gets asked, I should have known right away. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. This is not a person that has similar interests to me. But what do? I'm a fucking junior in high school. I'm convinced that nobody wants anything to do with me. So I'm just sitting there going, no, a girl has decided to be seen with me. That would be everything I'm looking for. This is what I need in a woman. Someone who will be seen with me. That was the end all be all of what I needed in a girlfriend. So she will hang out with me, right? And eventually will touch my penis. And be seen with me. All three of those. Okay, good. No, we're good. We're good. Whatever it is. I don't care what you're into. You know how many lesbian movies I watched? Because she put on lesbian movies all the time. They were terrible. Horrible. Depressing. Suicidal lesbian movies I was watching. What was I doing? I'll tell you what I was doing. I was thanking my lucky stars that any female would pay attention to me. I was wrong. I was incorrect. Lesbian movies. Listening to Ani DeFranco music. What? I wasn't enjoying that. But because I needed a female to hang out with me, guess what? And you know what happened? After that relationship was over, I went back to doing everything I was doing before the relationship. And you know what I realized? This is the fucking best. All this other stuff is amazing. I got tricked into thinking the other way. Lots of people get tricked into thinking the other way. No. A relationship on this planet is only good if somebody actually wants to share time with you and share the things that you do. Not the other way around. Not if you're just like, no, you have to be in a relationship. You got to sacrifice your interests. What are you, out of your mind? I see your hand up in there, Adrian.
I was going to say you don't want to share everything.
What do you mean?
Like all of your interests, and you want to have something that's just yours?
No. You don't want to share everything, but you want her to be able to, like, embrace your shit. Like there shouldn't be anything that you feel stupid to do. You should be able to say, all of it should be like, oh, okay, no, that's cool that you do that, or I can enjoy that I do that with you, or whatever it is. But you're not going to, I don't want to share hobbies. That's for goddamn sure. Well. Speaking of spouses, my radio husband, DJ Whoo Kid, just came in.
What?
What's going on, DJ Whoo Kid?
I mean, I never knew, man.
Yeah, well, I just feel like that's where our relationship has progressed to. It's okay. Man. It's 2016.
I wasn't going to get married again, but God, man.
I mean, you told me everybody's gay now, right?
Yeah.
So what's the big deal?
There ain't no big deal.
No. How have you been doing? I haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, I've been in and out, man.
All over the place. Your life seems so busy.
Like you can spend like the globe, whatever that little thing they got in the classroom or whatever.
That is called a globe, yeah.
And you stop it, and I've been there.
I know, and it's like you've been like this week. Like you've been everywhere, and I see you pop in for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Into Sirius, and then I'm like, oh, are you around tonight? No, man, I'm gonna be in Milan tonight.
See ya, peace. Like Wednesday, I go to Bahamas. And then I go where they shoot them motherfuckers up at? Yeah, I'm going to Florida.
I don't know if they're consistently shooting motherfuckers up. I think that's just the one time.
Man, I be shooting motherfuckers when I'm there. I'm there next week for July 4th at Universal. So I'm finally going to do the father thing. I'll be with my kids.
Oh, you're not doing a party on June 4th. You're
I'm
actually
not doing a party in Bahamas either. Just with my kids.
Wow, look at you.
I'm going to do the white people stuff. I'm going to go like sword fishing.
Right.
snorkeling and shit like that.
I see. Are you appropriating white culture?
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched the BET Awards last night, but you're not supposed to appropriate culture.
I ain't watching that shit.
You did not.
Got time for that crap.
So you're going on a family vacation, but you're not going with your ex-wife.
Hell, fuck no.
No fucking way.
Fuck her.
See, you did the smart thing. I was just talking about relationships. Your ex-wife, she didn't think the shit that you were doing was cool anymore, did she?
No.
So you said what?
She's a hater. I was like, fuck you.
Exactly. Goodbye.
Only 3 tickets, baby. First class. And if I did buy it, she'd be an economy, boy.
If she was like, I really want to come, Whoo Kid, you were like, okay, one more ticket. Economy.
In the back, baby.
Only 3 tickets.
Let's hear it for the boys.
You and your 2 sons.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Like, I'm just going to disappear, turn the phone off, and then just like, maybe I'll tweet here and there, but I'm just going to chill for it. But I just came from Mexico.
Well, I feel like it's been a long time since you were a person.
Yes.
Like, there was a time when you used to be like, you'd travel a lot, but you would hang out here at Sirius. Like, I would get you for sometimes 4 days in a row. Like, you'd be chilling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this Waka Flocka thing is just like the Turn Up God thing, and then I got my own shows.
Yeah.
And then I released a single with Dash Berlin, who headlined Ultra. So the song is like climbing charts in Europe. So they kidnapped me in Europe, and I'm doing a K-pop song for Korea and stuff.
You're doing a K-pop song
with that Psy guy. Like I work with his artist now.
Wow.
So all the Koreans are sucking my dick.
Wasn't that great?
I love it, man.
You do love it.
Nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Little dim sum in their mouth.
I know exactly what you're saying. I do.
Oh, man, I just came from Mexico, so the orgies was real.
You had orgies in Mexico?
This place called Rosarito.
I don't know.
They had spring break there, so every damn college
they had spring break in June?
That's what they said. Every college on the planet was there. So the thing is, we got kidnapped by fucking women. Like, usually we do the kidnapping.
Right.
But there's no rules there. Like, I had like 10 videos from that night. It was just too much.
What were you doing?
It's like everywhere you look, it's like everybody's humping a girl.
Just grinding.
Everybody's getting like head sexual acts, like this whole club. Then they're fighting in the club. It's like 8,000 people in this club.
Oh my God. So is it all these chicks that are like, is it American girls or Mexican girls?
American, it's all American. Like,
so all the
Cali,
college girls that have been around, like, they got to be good. They feel like they're in Mexico. There's 8,000 people in this club.
There's Mexican chicks too.
But they all get to be wild.
Out of control. Everybody's, I swear to God, there's no rules. People were like humping girls. I got head in the club.
You did?
I got head.
Where in the club?
I'm speak the fifth from a boy too, but let me just speak for myself.
But one of the people you were with, maybe they enjoyed themselves as well.
I'm speaking for myself right now. But, everything happened today, like security. Cause ever since Waka Flocka screamed fuck Donald Trump, every Mexican on the planet came to that club.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck Donald Trump outfits and T-shirts.
They love him now because he's in Mexico.
The whole Mexico. You didn't see my Instagram? There's thousands. We're like...
But then if you go to Tennessee, then Waka's going to be like, I love Donald Trump.
No, he ain't going to say that, but we ain't doing no show in Tennessee. Fuck Tennessee, yo. No, but it was, and then, like I said, we got kidnapped. They took us to their room.
Yeah.
Because, they all had their own, like, hotel rooms. So we're like, we landed in San Diego. We landed private jet in San Diego.
Goddamn.
And then we drove to Rosarito. We didn't stay in Rosarito.
So you drove just for the show and then you drove back to... Yeah. But you went to the girls' room there in Rosarito.
Yeah, we did. I mean, I did.
You did. I. Watch those pronouns.
Yeah. I got kidnapped, right? So, our manager and the fucking driver is downstairs, like, pissed, because they're literally out there till the chickens was, like, the roosters was going off. Like, the sun was coming up. And we're like
Mexican beach roosters were on the beach.
All I know is I'm banging whoever that gave me head in the club in the bathroom because I wanted privacy. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, you wanted to be also a little class.
Yeah, respect.
Yes,
I respect her. I don't want nobody to see.
Exactly.
I mean, I was kind of mad that everybody started giving me head. So,
so you're like, hey, I'm trying to be a gentleman here. Let's go into the stall.
So after we finished, she went downstairs because she was so drunk. She had her own room. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling my other homeboy, let's get the fuck out of here because the driver's about to leave us. And mom was like, yo, shut the fuck up and turn the light off and get some head. And then 5 girls was in there. And then they just like wilding out. Like, I was like, what the fuck?
And
like,
the lights are off and you're just like, I don't know what's happening anymore.
I don't even care. I got back, I was surprised our driver didn't like leave. We had a Mexican driver. He just, I guess cause he said fuck Trump. So he hung out to like.
So you had the whole you were like national heroes down there.
Yeah, we were like fucking legends.
And they were just waiting while you were getting head in the dark bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
They were just waiting outside because they had to drive you back to San Diego.
It's a 20-minute drive, but the thing is they were worried about the border because you could get stuck at the Mexican border for like 2-3 hours easy. But it was a Sunday. So we kind of like got away with murder. If it was like Friday to Saturday, it would have been stuck at the border going back in the States.
Right, because Friday night, Saturday night, everybody goes to Mexico to party and then comes back to the States. Mm-hmm. But not on Sunday night.
Sunday was cool. And then it was easy to get in Mexico. It was just getting out. It takes like hours.
Well, yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me because
people are hiding Mexicans or
because nobody's trying to, like, Mexico is like, yeah, anybody could sneak into Mexico. Like, Mexico's not worried about illegal Americans coming, you know?
But the shit that's funny is, like, he's knocked out in the back, like, Walker's knocked out, but they have to look physically at our faces with the passport. So I was up because I wanted to get it over with. So he saw my face, and then when Walker put his shit up, he's like,
he was sleeping,
drooling and shit, drooling spit out his nose or whatever. I don't know. He had like spit coming out his nose. I don't know. He's a weirdo.
Yeah.
And then the customs guy's like, oh shit, is that who I think it is? Like, he's like going crazy. He was like, I don't even need to check the passport, man. Let's go, man.
Go. He's just at the border going, yeah, fuck Donald Trump.
We should have had like 3 Mexicans in the back, man. They didn't even check our car, man. Could have got some people in this country.
That's right. Yeah, there's a big market for human trafficking. You could have made a couple extra bucks.
Like, the Underground Railroad.
Oh, my God. I always get, and I'm probably in the wrong here because I'm so scared of everything, but I always get worried about Mexico. You know what the problem is? I watch too much of all the drug documentaries.
Oh, people getting killed.
I'm always afraid people are going to behead me in Mexico.
You're not a drug dealer. What do you need to worry about that for?
That's a good point,
you're
too.
Not hanging in the drug areas.
No, I don't think so, but what if I wander? And I find myself in drug areas.
That's your white problem. I am hanging in the fucking resorts.
You know what the problem is?
I'm not going anywhere.
You know what the problem is? Mm-hmm. I'm like so used to like being a white male in America. It's like perfect. Everything's nice. Mm-hmm. Nothing to worry about. The minute that I step outside of America, though, I'm not a white man in America anymore. Now I'm in Mexico, and I'm like, wait, but I'm a white man. And they're like, yeah, but not in America. You're in Mexico.
Wake up, homie.
Yeah. Oh, shit. That's when all the revenge comes for the years.
Wake up call.
It's not good. It's not good. So when was the last time you felt like you were a person? Like you're going to be this weekend with your kids?
Probably. I mean, once I see that we're on a fucking yacht that I rent, and then we're pulling in a fucking swordfish, maybe I'll wake up.
Yeah.
I never went sword fishing before, so this is going to be my first time.
You're going sword fishing in Orlando?
No.
In the Bahamas?
Bahamas, yeah.
On a yacht?
I mean, they got those fishing things. They take you out. You could catch a barracuda and hug it. You know what I'm saying?
That's your goal, to hug a barracuda.
Either catch a barracuda. Tuna's kind of lame. It's like the norm. I want a swordfish or a barracuda.
Is there pressure? You want to show your kids a good time?
I don't know like about them.
You don't. You just want a barracuda.
I would have fun.
Good for you. Yeah. And hopefully they'll like the same shit that you do.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. They got no choice.
But you're taking them to Universal.
Nah, because I was going to go to Universal then Bahamas, but I felt like if we have too much fun in Universal, the rides and everything, and get exhausted, then they might be bored in Bahamas. So what we got to do is go Bahamas.
Right.
Hump a dolphin or two.
Smart.
Go swimming.
And you got to hump dolphins first because dolphins will hump a person.
Yeah, but they don't do that to niggas.
Is that right?
No.
They like the white meat?
They're not nigga lovers.
I see.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. I feel bad for you.
You don't hear them? They be like, eek, eek, eek.
What does that mean?
We don't like niggas.
Oh.
You know that?
No, I'm sad by that. I feel bad for you.
You do that. You don't even know that?
Well, yeah, he knows how to say that in lots of different languages.
He be like, eek, eek, eek.
But yeah, it's smart to bring him to Universal, though.
Yeah.
Because you bring him to Disney.
And then it's 4th of July, so I'm taking them into Universal during 4th of July.
To see the fireworks and shit?
Fireworks.
That's going to be fun.
And my sons love tackling like dudes with the, you know, like the Mickey Mouses.
And they knock him down?
Like, and yeah, they just like run up on him and beat him up. I love it. I'm filming that the whole time.
So you're going to go into Simpsons land and have him knock down Chief Wiggum or whoever's there?
Anybody, because they're like, yo, Dad, why are they wearing a suit? We know they're not real. What a
How
loser.
old are your kids?
They're like 16 and 15. Like, why are they doing that? Like, well, how much are they getting paid? I said, I don't know. Why are you asking me how much they get? Yeah. You know what we're going to do, Dad? We're going to knock them down everywhere.
And what do you say?
Go get him, Tiger. See ya. Peace.
Hustle. Let's hustle.
Yo, you got to have like a weird mentality not to say a word. Wear a fucking costume and weave all day.
Dude, there's like all kinds of weird stories about how much fucking and sex goes on with those like theme park employees. Like, first of all, I'll bet half of them, the people that wear like the big Mickey Mouse Donald Duck outfits, I'll bet half of them are furries anyway.
What?
You know, that are getting off being in the suits. But they're all like, even the ones that don't have the big suits on, Aladdin's fucking Cinderella. And you're going, my worlds are blowing up. But all that's happening.
I give up, man.
It's smart to bring him, though, to Universal, because if you bring him to Disney, they're liable to get eaten by alligators.
Nah, I'm not going over there. We're just going to be like, they're 16, 15, and they don't care about fucking dolls and idiots and...
Right. A lot of idiots.
It's like, you know, that's a psychotic shit, man. It's just like ruining your child's life with that kid shit. So we're just going to go to the ride, scream.
Right.
You know, and then hopefully they don't smoke no weed and nothing like that, but have a good time.
What if they were like, Dad, we want to smoke weed with you?
I'd be like, huh?
A bonding experience. We want to have a bonding experience. We want to get high with our dad.
I'd be like, let me call Snoop Dogg real quick. Cause he deals with that every day. You know, he's supposed with his son.
He does? How's Snoop Dogg's son?
I think his son is like 19 or 20.
Okay.
But it's like weird, though.
It's bonding.
But you're Snoop Dogg.
So what else are you gonna do?
I'm not Snoop Dogg, motherfucker.
No, you're not.
You know?
But you'll like when the time is right. I've seen you wear weed socks before.
Yeah,
I've seen when it's time to celebrate.
Promo, it's Instagram. Fucking lies. Well, you know, I smoke only like when I'm with Walker. I don't smoke any other time.
But when you're with Waka, you got to put it all over your fucking Instagram.
Yeah, I mean,
on 420, you're acting like it's a holiday for you. Are you even smoking weed on 420?
I mean, whatever, man.
Yeah, no, you'll smoke weed at the gig, maybe.
I smoke only with Walk or I'm with Snoop or Wiz. Like, right. Wiz got me vaporized the other day. I had him on my show, so we vaporized in the car outside. Like,
so you just give in to peer pressure?
Not peer. It's just like, you know, even Willie Nelson. Like, he rolled the blunt. His tour bus came up here.
Right.
But he was like, man, got a little blunt down there.
Is that what he sounded like?
Come on down and get it down with me, Whoo Kid.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, I'm coming down there now. I'm talking like Django and shit. So I went down there.
Django.
I smoked with the motherfucker, man. And then the thing that's crazy, he rolled the blunt for Wiz, too, I guess. I think he had to meet Wiz somewhere, so he gives the blunt to Wiz, but Wiz was going to, like, put it in a glass case, because...
Right, that's the legendary...
It's a legendary blunt,
yeah.
Rolled by Willie Nelson.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably the most famous weed smoker of all time.
And then his stupid homeboy smoked it. He left it on the table in the studio, and his boy thought he rolled it for them to smoke.
Right.
So he almost killed his boy. I think he told us that. And when you never interviewed Wiz, me and you together on my show?
No.
I could have sworn you were there. You were laughing.
Maybe I was.
Yeah, you were laughing. You were like, oh, shit. Come on, your laugh is like...
Maybe it's unmistakable.
Yeah.
It's unmistakable.
It's like so gay. You can't forget it.
We didn't have to go there. We could have said, like, you know, like easy to tell.
Like faggoty.
That's not, I didn't want to go there either. 866-969-1969. Yeah. Somebody has a question about you going to Mexico, Whoo Kid.
Yeah.
It's Miguel.
Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. What's up, man?
What's up, Miguel?
Oh, my God.
Hey, yo, Whoo Kid, what up, dog?
Yo, what up, man? That's Waka Flocka, man. I ain't getting killed with him, man.
But hey, man, you know, like, I know you're out there in Mexico, you know, like, serving the coke off of bitches' titties and whatnot.
Nah, I had an amazing, great time there. Food is good. Well, you know, food made me shit, but it was good. You know,
you're not supposed to drink the water.
No, I drank the water there. It was good.
Delicioso.
Nah, man, but you know that place is going to be popping, you know, full of bitches? The Sam Roberts anniversary show.
Yeah, that's right. Thursday, we're going to be on at 7 p.m. special airing.
So you're going to do like some wild shit with some bitches on there? Like all the freaks come out?
That's it. No celebrities, just freaks.
The freaks come out at night.
That's right. All the bitches. It's gonna be amazing. This Thursday, it's the first anniversary show of Sam Roberts' show.
What Mexican do you have to rep the Mexicans? Roland? He's a freak himself.
He is. Maybe Roland will be there. I'll just get him to wear like a G-string or something. I just get him to wear a G-string and belly dance for the whole 2 hours.
Hey, Whoo Kid.
What's up, man?
Hey, man, one quick thing before I head on, man. Like, what happened with your boy 50 Cent? I heard he got arrested for cursing on stage somewhere.
Did you hear that? It was all over the news today. Apparently 50 Cent, he's in the Caribbean.
He came out, though.
He said fuck on stage.
He said motherfucker.
Oh, that's the thing?
Yeah, he said motherfucking.
He goes motherfucking on stage, and they arrested him.
Well, we've gotten those contracts when I used to tour with them years ago, but I didn't know they really like go through them because we curse by mistake all the time.
Right.
But when he did P.I.M.P., he said, on the contract it says you can't say motherfucking.
But he goes, but I'm a motherfucking P.I.M.P. And he did it.
And he said it like so clear.
Right.
And then the DJ, I think, blocked the motherfucker, but he still said it. So.
Oh, so the DJ even cut the music, so it was just 50 going, motherfucking. Oh, shit.
I thought that shit was bullshit, but I guess they're serious about it. I don't know what it is.
They had footage of him in court today.
For real?
On all the news channels.
He's out, though.
He is out.
I called like his boy that's with him. Mm-hmm. So he said he's been out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's out.
50 can't catch a break.
Where was it at? It was in like St. Martin or some shit.
I just saw it was in the Caribbean. That's all he said.
Fuck the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying, Whoo Kid.
Fuck them. Man. You can't even curse over there, man.
Yeah, Miguel?
Hey, Sam, Whoo Kid's a black guy, right?
Whoo Kid's a what?
A black guy?
I don't know what that is.
You know what you gotta say.
A black guy.
A black guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Whoo Kid's a black guy?
Okay, because I want to get your thoughts on, like, if you feel that Justin Timberlake was being a pussy last night for tweeting out that thing for the BET Awards.
Well, I'll get into that whole thing. Don't you worry about that, Miguel, because I got a lot to talk about.
What the fuck is this world coming to?
I was watching the BET Awards. We'll get to that, Whoo Kid. Let's go to Paul in New Jersey. What's up, Paul?
Sam, what's going on, brother?
How you doing?
Good. Whoo Kid, what's happening, brother?
What up, man? You know what I'm saying? What's going on, man?
That's what's up. Whoo Kid's wearing a sombrero right now.
Yeah.
How fast would Sam's ass get kidnapped and ransomed in Mexico?
That's a great question.
Lord, man, they got the express kidnapping. You get kidnapped literally an hour outside the fucking resort.
That's it.
Like under an hour.
Gone.
They gotta watch you for a little bit because you look a little mixed.
Uh-huh.
But once they know you're white, once they hear that faggoty laugh, you're out of here.
Yeah. They'd be like, I can't tell if he's mixed. I can't tell. And then you'd say something stupid, and I'd go,
all right, time to go. Here comes the van.
Yeah.
Throw you in the van.
Potato sack over the head.
And you know what's crazy? I'm not even gonna get kidnapped.
So, but will you get me? Will you save me?
Hell no. I don't fuck with no fucking Mexican gangs.
Oh, fuck.
Stay in the resort, homie.
All right, I'm not. Yeah. All right, we're going to perform. All right, I'll stay here in the resort. All right, I'll just stay here. I'll get room service. I'd be locked in my hotel room the entire trip. Just tell me when we're done. I'll stay here.
Yo,
thanks.
Man, I give up, man. Mexico is amazing. It's like the best time. There's no rules out there. I love it, man.
Really?
I love the fact that you could do anything there and have a great time. You could get drunk, walk around all day, but as long as you're not
Baracho.
As long as you're in a resort drunk and fucked up with your girl, you good. But don't be drunk.
Just don't
fucked up.
leave the resort. And that's fun. Like people, but that's what happens. I think you give people that kind of freedom. Like, look, you could do whatever you want. Just stay in the resort. You can have a blast. Do whatever you want. And people go like, oh, you give us a little bit of freedom. Then we're going to take all the freedom. And then they leave the resort and they think they could do whatever they want. I'm going to go get drugs. I'm going to go get prostitutes. I'm going to go get this.
And then you're going to go get killed.
Exactly. That's how they all get in trouble.
I got a question though. Why is it white people are so happy when when they lose their wallets, like their wallets get stolen in those countries?
Why would we be
Yo, man, they got my wallet, man. Yeah. I'm like, what?
I've never seen white people celebrate because their wallets were taken.
Because they're so drunk that if they get like a Mexican chick and the chick pickpocket them, they think it's a fun experience or some shit.
Yeah. Well, because it's like that's being wild. That's being crazy. You know what I mean?
That's being stupid as fuck.
That's what it is. I go like, oh, we're going to go. And I mean, our intern, our free laborer, I should say, Hot Dog. Hot Dog. He had a girlfriend that he was fucking for a while.
Oh, that's my nigga right there. Yeah.
Right. And he broke up with her. And he, for the last 2 years, has only had sex one time since he broke up with her. And it was with a prostitute in the Dominican Republic.
And she stole his wallet?
No, but how much? She might as well have. How much would you pay for a prostitute in Dominican Republic? $50?
Like
$10.
Somewhere between 10 and 60. Hot dog got taken for $2.
No.
$200.
Come on.
And get this.
That's like buying a wife.
You know what I found out today? Oh, shit.
Oh, my wife's in Toronto. It was my Toronto wife. She's probably listening to us on the show.
Yeah. I just want to say you sound great.
She just got, thank God. Okay. Well,
Hot Dog has a connection.
Mm-hmm.
I found out today his cousin is a prostitute in Dominican Republic.
How much she charge?
I tried to ask him. He wouldn't tell us. He was like, I don't know. It's kind of an awkward question to ask. Yeah, put him on mic. You switch places with him. You do the calls, Adrian.
Is she hot?
Yeah. I saw photos. Oh, he's such a moron, too. He showed us photos of his cousin in the office today.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, let me see. And he handed over his phone. And so I picked up his phone, and I realized it was her Facebook page.
Uh-huh.
So I just started going through and it was logged into his account. So I just started leaving comments on all of her photos that just said, super sexy, hot. And it's his cousin.
What?
So his cousin's going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? Hot Dog, what are you doing? Hot Dog, you don't know how much your cousin charges.
No, I never. Why would I ask her that?
I think like the first question you ask.
Bring us some business.
First of all, you can recognize that your cousin is hot, right?
Yeah, I have eyes.
She's hot enough that, like, Whoo Kid, if she were your cousin, you'd still fuck her.
I give her money, too.
Right, exactly.
I respect the shit.
Right, you're not trying to get a freebie.
The game. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. But, like, Hot Dog, if you had family in the prostitution game in the DR already, first of all, why was it so difficult for you to find a prostitute? And second of all, how did you get taken for $200?
It wasn't difficult. I wasn't trying to look for a prostitute. I was in the other side of the island.
The what?
I was in the other side of the island.
Oh, the other, because you said udder a minute ago, and an udder is a thing on a cow.
So my family's on one side. Me and my friends went to the other side. And it was just one of those nights where, I told you the story. Some cab driver offered it to us, and we took it.
And you ended up paying $200.
So that cab driver got like a good 100.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He's like, no, you can just give me the money.
Well, we wanted some cheap ones, but he convinced us.
You got some cheap ones.
He said, hey, these girls get checked out. They get checked every 2 weeks, so you're good.
Well, yeah, if a cab driver says that a prostitute gets tested every 2 weeks, it's got to be true.
Right. Cab drivers never lie.
Yeah,
right.
I can fuck a rod.
Exactly. Exactly. You're a tourist. You're leaving town anyway. Did you use a condom, Hot Dog? I forgot if I asked.
Yeah, I did. Even they used the condom even for a blowjob.
Oh.
Even for blowjob.
So what's the $200 for? Can you imagine paying $200 for a blowjob with a condom?
First of all, you suck at this dick without the condom, baby. Fuck you. If I pull out my wallet, this dick is bare for the blow.
Hey, at least. At least.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what else I found out that I didn't realize when we were talking to him? Whoo Kid, you're not the only man here that has sex videos on his phone.
Get the fuck out.
You know the videos.
God. I hate this guy, man. This guy got my sex tapes in the airwaves.
Hot Dog has sex tapes on his phone.
What?
Of his ex. But you know what he does?
What he did?
You know what he does? He broke up with his ex 2 years ago or so because he was tired of her making him pay for expensive restaurants. Mm-hmm. And he went to a dinner with her, and he paid $20 for a shrimp appetizer.
Get out of here.
And he got so pissed off that he had to drop $20 on shrimp that he broke up with her.
For that?
Tell these bitches. Yeah.
The catalyst. It wasn't really.
Yeah, $20 for shrimp. And he was like, get out of here. So what did she do? So he said, all right, we'll go on a break. We won't actually break up. And she was like, oh, okay. And she just started fucking another guy immediately. And then Hot Dog was like, maybe it's time we get back together. She was like, I have another boyfriend. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, how do you do it?
So
man?
You know what he does now?
What do you do now?
No pussy for him. He sits at home now, and at least once a week, he jerks off to his own sex tapes with his ex.
Wow, that's like reminiscing or something.
Yeah,
holy
exactly.
Shit. That's really nice right there.
Are you going to reminisce tonight?
No, not tonight.
When do you think is the next time you're going to reminisce?
Schedule a whack off?
Yeah.
Fuck.
When do you think you'll reminisce next?
When the house is empty, maybe sometime in the weekend.
Weekend? It's only Monday.
I can wait.
I think you better go upstairs to the bathroom at least a couple times during the week and reminisce. What are you doing up there, hot dog? Oh, I'm reminiscing, Mom. Oh, wait, I forgot. He can't jerk off in the bathroom because the bathroom door doesn't work.
I'll be able to put a condom on when he jerk off. Safety first.
Right, well, that's all of his experience.
You're not reminiscing at work, are you?
Hot dog, did you ever reminisce at work, like in the stall?
No. You don't have to worry about that.
You promise?
I promise.
You want to?
No.
You can.
I'm fine.
Okay, all right.
You never know, man. You might have a wet seat it is.
No, I bet he does. Do you think he's ever reminisced at work?
I don't know. You look like he has.
I think so, too. How's the date search going? I challenged Hot Dog. Thursday is the big anniversary show. And that's the show where we're going to have an audience, live audience, the whole thing.
Wow.
And
in the fish tank.
In the fishbowl, yep. Yeah. Yep. And I told Hot Dog he needed to bring a date. A woman that he wants to bed. Not like a friend who's like, oh, this is my date. Like a woman he is trying to pursue.
Bring a prostitute.
You could bring a prostitute if you want, Hot Dog.
No, I'll bring a girl.
How's the date search going?
I asked maybe 2 people. They didn't want to come up, but.
Now, was it just they didn't want to see the show, or
I told them what the deal was. Wait,
what did you say to him?
See ya.
Let's go on a date.
No. What you didn't say? Hey, this is why he goes up to girls like, hey, look, let's go out on a date. We're gonna go to a radio show, and it's gonna be a date. Do you want to go? No, Hot Dog.
You should just trick him and just bring him up here. Fuck it.
Well, yeah. How am I going to ambush him to just come upstairs?
Well, what did you say to him?
I told him, let's go out like for dinner or something like that. And
did you say that you have to find a date for the show? Tell me the truth. Don't lie. Okay, you see, that's why you're a fucking idiot. That's why you're a moron. Okay? What you say is, hey, you meet somebody and you go, there's a big, you can lie to them. I'm the main producer for one of the top shows at Sirius XM.
You know what I'm saying? Lie on your dick.
Broadcaster Sam Roberts.
Yeah, have you ever heard? You should check. I mean, Sam Roberts, like, I help him out. He interviews like every big celebrity you've ever heard of. Like, he always asks me to write his questions and stuff for him. Like, we work. All the celebrities go through me before they go to Sam. Like, play it up. And then you say,
Addie's kind of gay too. Gays get props now.
Don't say that.
He's lying. He's just lying.
I know, but I don't need him to lie that far.
All the biggest artists are gay. All the biggest people we see on TV are gay.
All of them?
Everyone, baby. What's that fucking dickhead with his mustache? What's that guy? The bald guy with the mustache?
Dr. Phil?
This is what you're going to do. Fuck me in my ass.
Who?
That's what he said the other day.
What's he gonna do? Fuck
This is
me?
what you're going to do. He says the same shit all the time.
Where is he from?
I don't know. Gayland? I don't know.
Where'd you see him?
Oh, no. I was watching it on TV. He had a gay guy on there, and then he just fell in love with the dude.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
I think it was a dream. I don't think it was an episode.
I'm pretty sure it was Dr. Phil.
He's like, this is what you're going to do. You're going to fuck me in my butt.
If anybody has any idea what Whoo Kid is talking about.
You never watch Dr. Phil when somebody explain what they're doing or they're fucking up? And he'd be like, this is what you're going to do.
It was Dr. Phil.
Yeah, he's like, this is what you're going to do.
What you going to do?
You're going to fuck me in my ass.
That's what he said.
And Adrian came out with a plate of fucking kumquats, but definitely was a dream. It was very, very rare.
Wow.
It was amazing.
But yeah, this hot dog, this is what you're going to do.
You're going to show me a photo of this date and you're going to bring her up here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be here. Maybe I could tweet or I could call in or something.
Exactly.
Do you have a screen there? I could be like...
Maybe Skype in or something?
Maybe I got some naked bitches in the room. And
that'd be great.
Maybe I could set it up.
See? Whoo Kid's already sitting there like, I'm going to get some naked bitches in a room and I'm going to be like, yo, my boy is doing a show.
There's prostitutes in the Bahamas.
And all the girls are going to be like, oh, I want to be on the show, and they'll all get naked in the hotel room. You got to play yourself up. You can't be like, hey, I'm Hot Dog, and this guy Sam said I have to bring a date, so will you be it?
I'm gonna have the girl tell her how much her pussy costs too, so you can see how cheap it is. $50.
You know what you should do?
Yeah.
You should go to Dominican Republic, find Hot Dog's cousin, and bring her up here.
How much is it gonna cost, man? $200?
I don't know. No, you can probably get it for. I bet it's one of the $50 ones.
Nah, the family ain't sold that pussy for $50, man. At least 60.
I hope a little bit higher than that.
I don't know.
Do you find it disrespectful that a vagina costs $50?
I mean, we were gonna get one for $50 one night over there, but
That's crazy how a hole in a human costs $50.
You don't think it should cost that much?
It should just be free. It's a hole. Right?
Yeah, it's nothing. It's a hole.
If you look at the hole, like the legs open and it's a hole,
right?
You gonna tell me it costs $50 for that hole?
$50. That's the entrance fee.
My fucking ex-wife hole costs $120,000. I even go in that hole.
What?
I'm gonna kill her.
A month?
$120,000 a year.
That's an expensive hole.
You don't even go in there.
I know. You haven't been in there in years.
It's like cobwebs. It's like a spider in there.
So, Hot Dog, what are you going to say to this girl?
all right. So I'll build myself up.
Right.
All right. I'll say, hey,
Hey, what's up?
what?
You're the bitch, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
All right, he's the bitch right there.
Hey, Hot Dog. Long time no see.
Hey, what's up? So,
You better
Sorry,
run.
so-
I think you better run, Hot.
So I work-
tranny talking to you.
so I work at this show, right? I don't know
kind
if
of
you heard it's a talk show. It's a big deal. Sam Roberts show. I don't know if you heard about it, but it's
Is it on Netflix?
no, it's on-
YouTube?
no, it's on Sirius.
Tranny
What's-
alert.
What's serious?
Who am I talking to right
What is serious? I don't know what serious is.
Run, nigga, run.
now? It's a radio station. You know.
What's
It's
radio?
All right. Well, that's when I leave.
That you just run away? Ah!
Yeah, you just pull your dick out on him.
You see, I don't have huge faith in you, Hot Dog. But should I?
I'm bringing somebody.
You will.
Yeah.
You better not be somebody who you're just playing games with. If I smell bit, you have to get naked.
I'm not agreeing to that, but
Well, what are you going to do?
It won't be a bit. Trust me.
Okay. All right. Adrian, good idea?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This world is crazy, man.
Has your prostitute cousin reached out to you about why you were leaving her messages that said she was hot?
I haven't checked, but you know how the internet is in DR. It might take a while.
Well, how would I know how the internet is in DR?
Yeah, get that. Yeah, he's dead ass. You get that shit like 2 days later. Shit, you fuck around. Your dad died. You ain't known for weeks.
Email is slower than letters. You're saying just write a letter, put 2 stamps on it, get there quicker. All right, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. I'll see you Thursday, bud.
All right, awesome. Let's go to, speaking of I'll see you Thursday, Chris the teacher.
He's gonna be here too.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, he's a legend right here.
What's going on, Chris?
What the
Yo,
fuck?
what up? Whoo Kid, what up, dog?
I'm mad. I'm not gonna be able to meet this guy.
Oh, yeah, well, you'll probably be the only one left alive.
Yo, Whoo Kid, how do you not bring your ex down to Orlando and be like, yo, go in that lagoon really quick and see if there's any
You know, I was thinking about that, man.
Yeah. You should take your wife to a gay club.
I'll put some honey on them fucking swim trunks or something, man. Crocs love honey. You didn't know about that?
I didn't know.
They be snapping for that shit.
Sweetheart, put some honey on your ankles.
Now, Whoo Kid, you may not have heard, but there's only one scheduled bit for Thursday night.
I know, that's fucked up.
It's all surprises right now, except for Whoo Kid. These bitches, these bitches keep calling. There's only 2. Well, there's 2 scheduled bits now. One scheduled bit is Hot Dog's date. The second scheduled bit, this is the only other scheduled bit, is the presentation of the gifts with Chris the teacher.
Oh, wow.
Now, I had your gift ready to go.
Why did you just say yo gift?
Because I'm here.
Your
gift ready to go
That's
in a bowling bag, but you're not going to be around.
Is it his wife's head?
I'm just saying. I could have helped you out, but now you're not going to be around on Thursday. You might want to take a detour.
You know what I'm saying?
Might save you some money.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. She still got those Yeezys, though?
Yeah, that's why I was trying to put a pair of Yeezys in his hands right now. You know what I'm saying? You can sell those
What's that part?
fast at Flight Club. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Flight Club loves Yeezys.
Yo, Whoo Kid, what's that part where she jogs up?
Green, West Orange Green Park.
All right. I mean, I might crash in the city on Thursday night.
I mean, do me a favor, man. You know what I mean?
And what's the way to do it?
See ya. Use a car.
Nice, clean hit and run.
They still rent cars, right? Rent a car.
Rent a car. Get a zip car.
See ya. Zip into the legs. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Chris. I'll talk to you later.
I'll see you Thursday, big guy.
I can't wait. Let's go to Chip in Illinois. What's up, Chip?
It's out of control.
Hey, Sam, Whoo Kid, how you doing?
What up, man? What's up, sir?
I need some advice. Sam knows my favorite band.
This is Chip, and he is like he's a trucker. He's from Massachusetts. He's in Illinois right now. Mm-hmm. He is. You ever hear? What'd you say?
Well, just so Whoo Kid knows, I'm a truck driver.
Yeah,
I drive over the road. Yeah. I drive all over the country.
He is. You know, baby metal.
Mm-mm. Put me up on it.
Oh wait, I hit the wrong button. That used to be where baby metal is. Okay. Let me find you baby metal. Baby metal is this Japanese band.
Oh, I read about them before.
Yeah, I think I might have even played you them before. It's the little girls that sing metal.
Yeah, they're going crazy.
Somebody in the K-pop world, you should know about this. Chip is...
Oh, no, because baby metal is J-pop.
Look, okay.
Not K-pop.
All right, whatever. Chip is obsessed
with these girls.
With baby metal, to the point where he sent baby metal shirts up here to us in the album. What? He has his whole truck is decorated with baby metal stuff. Everything.
Wow.
Everything. So So what's your question?
Okay. Well, I went to England to see them this year.
Yeah.
Okay. And in one of their latest interviews, they hinted at a show maybe in Australia. But if they go back to England, do I go back to England to finish off my sightseeing, or do I just say screw England and go to Australia?
Well, you can't. Australia is massively far away. It's not like it's
20
just
20 hours of death where you can just fly 7 hours to London and catch up on your shit.
Yeah, are you really going to fly all the way to Australia to see a band that you've seen play locally?
Yeah, why not?
It's just a really long way to go.
Yeah, it's a long flight.
But it's an excuse for a vacation.
And it seems expensive, too. You were just seeing them in London.
Yeah, back in, what was it, April?
Now, in April, you were in London to see baby metal. Now you want to go to Australia to see baby metal?
Yeah.
I mean, I love Australia, so I always have a great time there.
Look, that's what I mean. Whoo Kid has been all over the world.
I love Australia. Australia is number one in my book.
Traveled more than any of us.
Anyone.
Is Australia better than England?
Oh my God, yeah. I've been to Australia and England too.
Yeah, weather-wise, activities, and the women are just wow, they don't give a damn. And number two, the parties are incredible.
Yeah, Australia is a super fun place.
And great food, too.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
If you're into that Kobe meat.
Plus, England doesn't let people into the country anymore ever since Brexit. Nobody's allowed in there anymore.
The debates that I've seen on Facebook between my friends from the Baby Metal fan club in England, they're fighting back and forth with each other.
Do you ever yell at them and go, guys, this is supposed to be about the music, man. This is supposed to be about the music.
They're not doing it within the fan club page, but
good.
But I have them on as regular friends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm seeing all the little disputes. Oh, you voted no, you suck. Oh, you voted yes, you fucking go kiss somebody's ass. Da 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 da. It's unbelievable the arguments that are going back and forth between people.
Well, yeah, Chip. I mean, you're not going to regret going to Australia, but it does seem like a long way to go to a concert.
I might have a hookup with that band too.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
With my company, I can park my truck in Los Angeles, cut down the travel time. Instead of getting on a plane going from Boston
further out
all the way to California, and then getting on another plane to go to Australia, I just start in Los Angeles.
I mean, I guess it's still 20 hours. It's still
no, it's not that bad. He just chopped off 5 hours maybe. Because from New York to Australia is ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's 5 hours less on a plane.
There it is. You only have to drive a week, and that way it's 5 hours less on the plane.
Maybe I could contact this group because, you know, I have props. Maybe I could make this guy the ultimate Whoo Kid fan. Maybe I could find his baby metal crew and then I'll get him something from them.
That's what's up.
Some personal shit. Because I got booked for that Warp Tour.
You're doing Warp Tour this year?
We got booked like 14 days for the Warp Tour.
What the fuck?
We got to do metal and all that shit. So I took like 3 weeks off to do metal remixes. I'm dead ass serious.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I don't know what you're doing anymore.
I don't know. Somebody told me I got to get like some shit for my legs or something because you get rashes from the metal band, like those tours. It's just so hot out there.
Yeah, and you got to wear your skinny jeans and your Vans too.
What?
You know, you got to wear skinny jeans and Vans.
Oh shit!
Oh no, do that. Guys do not belong in fucking skinny jeans.
Yeah.
Okay?
What do you mean? Yeah, I saw you on I see your skinny jeans on Instagram.
Fitted, they're not skinny.
leave the skinny jeans in your girlfriend's friggin' closet.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, Chip. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, Whoo Kid. The company that manages them is called Amuse.
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 All right, so let me see what's up, man.
All right, buddy.
Okay.
Later.
Thanks, Sam.
I'm gonna write it down.
So,
remix with these guys.
You didn't get to see the BET Awards last night?
I went straight to bed after I watched Star Trek Next Generation. Fuck that.
You were smart to watch Netflix because the BET Awards, every Viacom cable channel took up the BET Awards. What? So the award show, I turned on Spike TV for Bar Rescue because that's my Sunday show is Bar Rescue.
And then it was on there?
And I ended up watching the BET Awards because it was on Spike TV. It was on VH1. It was on MTV. It was on MTV2. It was on BET. It was on Comedy Central. All the channels were airing BET Awards last night.
That is amazing.
There was nothing else you could watch.
That's what is Netflix.
And Star Trek Next Generation.
I'm just glad that it wasn't on Netflix. I would have been pissed.
They would have killed you.
That would have been fucking bad.
They would have taken it away from you. So
what's the Justin Timberlake thing? Like,
well,
he picked it up?
Yeah. So what happened was, who's the guy that was doing this? Jesse Williams? You know who that is?
Hell no.
He's like an actor and an activist. He's a very, very good looking man. Sparkly blue eyes. Oh. But he went on and he gave even as it was happening, I was like, oh, this is like the speech of the night. So he goes on, he says this.
And let's get a couple things straight. Just a little.
And he had just been talking about black people being mistreated by the police.
Okay.
He said the police have figured out how to disarm white people without overuse of force. And they're going to do that for us too. And then he started listing all the black people that were dead. And I was like, yeah, he's right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And everybody was like, yeah, and listen.
And let's get a couple things straight. Just a little side note. The burden of the brutalized is not to comfort the bystander. That's not our job. All right, stop with all that. If you have a critique for the resistance, for our resistance, then you better have an established record of critique of our oppression. What? If you have no interest in equal rights for black people, then do not make suggestions to those who do. Sit down.
See, at that moment, I was like, oh, better put Twitter away. I'm like, there is no winning. I was like, wait. I think I just found a white man trap. This is a trap designed for white males to think that they should comment on this because there's nothing you could say at that point. Even if you were trying to be constructive, you're like, well, I think if you took a different strategy, what have you done to help? Nothing. Well, then you can't have an opinion. Okay. And he's saying that, and Jamie Foxx is like, yep, yes. And Samuel L. Jackson is like, fuck yeah. And I'm like, okay. Whatever you guys say, yes. Put Twitter away, put social media away.
That is hilarious.
And then he goes this.
We've been floating this country on credit for centuries, yo. And we're done watching and waiting while this invention called whiteness uses and abuses us, burying black people out of sight and out of mind while extracting our culture, our dollars, our entertainment like oil, black gold, ghettoizing and demeaning our creations, then stealing them, gentrifying our genius, and then trying us on like costumes before discarding our bodies like rinds of strange fruit.
Damn. I was like, whoa. I said, this is the speech Lin-Manuel Miranda wanted to do.
That's rough.
This is what that stupid slam poet, well, he didn't even have to rhyme his words.
This is why white people don't watch BET Awards.
I know, because it's scary.
What are you worried about it for?
You go like, what are you going to say? But Justin Timberlake comes out.
No.
And he's on Twitter. And he says, I was inspired by, what's his name? Williams, Jesse Williams' speech. Hashtag inspired. Amazing. Blah, blah, blah. And so people start going after him on Twitter. And they go, so are you going to stop appropriating black culture then? Because they're like, you're the kid who was wearing cornrows and fucking do-rags.
That's what I was about to say, because he is black. Like.
Right. And tracksuits and all this stuff. And Justin Timberlake responds, oh, you sweet soul. The more you realize that we are the same, the more we can have a conversation. And everybody's going, we're the same? That's not what that speech was about at all. What do you mean we're the same? You're appropriating our culture and saying we're the same. Yeah. Justin Timberlake had to apologize for the whole thing.
Shout out to my man Justin, man.
He got destroyed.
All his friends are black. He's the only one that's not black. His manager's black. His fucking band is black. Everybody's black except him.
He's trying so hard. He's like, I'm a friend of the black people.
You're close, man. You know, you're cool with me, man, but you're not black, homie. Just like I'm not white. I'm out of here. I'll be right back, though.
All right, yeah. Come back. By the way, the more I was thinking about this, the more I was going, I don't know if it's the worst thing in the world to be ahead of trends. You know what I mean? I think the problem is, right? First of all, it is better right now. Racial relations are much better now than they have been in the past. There is a black president. Like, all this stuff is happening. So to not acknowledge that, I think, is where you start to lose people. You can acknowledge it, but then continue to move forward, and that's fine. That's a conversation to have. But the idea of cultural appropriation and discarding and bastardizing and gentrification, all this stuff. So for many, many years now, black people have been at the forefront of entertainment and sports, pop culture and athletics, like stuff that's cool. And so it almost gets to the point where, of course, a lot of things that are considered black culture are going to get copied because that's what's considered cool. And I don't know if that's the most negative thing in the world. Like, it's like whoever is coming up with something that people feel is culturally relevant or whatever, that's what's going to get copied. That's what's going to get done over and over and over again. And I think that's okay. If anything, it's almost accepting. It's not keeping it separate. It's embracing. A lot of it, that's what happened. That's the problem. That a lot of it is people like Justin Timberlake, poor idiot that he is. It was just a stupid tweet to put out. Like, that's when you have to understand that there is something to being a white person that maybe when a black man is talking about his struggle, a white man doesn't have to sit there and say, like, oh, I understand, or oh, I'm with you, or oh, you inspire me. Oh, just shut the fuck up about it. There's nothing you're going to be. Just shut the fuck up about it. Because there is a history of horrible behavior. And there is this history that goes along with it. And we do have to pay for what our ancestors did. That's just the way it is. And that's fine. But when you start to specifically jump into current day and you go, cultural appropriation is happening right now. Well, how much of it is cultural appropriation and how much of it is admiration? When kids adopt things that are considered to be black culture, whether it's hip hop music, whether it's a style of dress, whether it's a style of dance, whether it's a haircut, whether it's whatever it is, these are just kids that are trying to do what's cool. They're trying to portray what they like. This is cool. It's not anybody going and I don't think that in order to adapt or start to dress in a way that's considered cool for a kid, because it's not that adults are doing this. It's kids. And a kid doesn't need to sit there and do a history lesson You know, if a little white kid wants to put his hair in cornrows, is he going to look ridiculous? Yes. But he doesn't need to do a history lesson as to what the significance is, because the little black kid's not going to know either. So much seriousness is put on all of this when it doesn't have to be. We can focus on the real issues. The cop stuff, of course we can focus on that as a real issue. But so much of the cultural stuff falls under the category of admiration. And so much of what goes on is not even thought about. Like, racial aspects are not even thought about half the time until you bring it up, and then it's like, oh, so I can't enjoy this because it's like, oh, I like rap music. Is that okay to say? What? That's where we're at? That's totally wrong and off, and it stops conversations from happening. So I think the cultural appropriation is probably the least of the social concerns on the spectrum. Let's go to Roland in Texas. What's going on, Roland?
Hey, Sambo, Whoo Kid.
Whoo Kid just stepped out for a second.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Sambo, I just wanted to get your input on it since the one great Mike Tyson, and it's even been said and it's written in stone that you're one black motherfucker.
He did. Mike Tyson referred to me as a black motherfucker, and I think, I think that says a lot. I think that means a lot. I think that travels with me.
But how do you think it carries with Mr. Williams, the blue-eyed, half black, half Swedish fella?
Yeah, that's the other thing. There's a lot of Swedish. There's a lot of Swedish in there. But you know what? But the same reason I don't care who identifies as black or white. If you have, look, I'm not talking about Rachel Dolezal who just made it up off the top of her head. But if you have a black mother and a white father and you consider yourself a black, that's fine. A black person, that's fine. That's nothing. That doesn't mean anything to me one way or the other. That's a question of personal identity. But let's not make a big deal out of it either, because there are instances where there are issues to talk about. And then there are other instances where it's so low on the spectrum that it's hardly worth addressing. And I don't think that cultural appropriation is a huge problem right now. If anything, it's, if black culture creates something that is then accepted by mainstream, and that happens continuously, it doesn't seem like that's a bad thing, and I don't think most people mean it with ill intentions. There was a time, if you're talking about like the 50s and the 60s, if you're talking about like Elvis, then yes, you're talking about a time when black people were writing and performing songs that were then just simply being taken and given to white performers so they could sell them. That is full on appropriate. That's wrong. But when it's like black culture is being presented into the mainstream, and the mainstream accepts it, especially the youth, well, then I think that's something different. Then I think that's more admiration than anything else.
So it's, a lot of people would consider that being racist, what he said.
Well, if you want to, in like reverse racism, like black on white racism.
Right. Kind of like that Twinkie boy that calls you all the time.
Yeah, I tend not to. I don't like to jump on the black on white racism. I think the argument can be made, but like I also think that there's just such a history of. I don't think that jumping to the other side solves any problem. If you think that it is black on white racism, or you just think it's bad in general, to jump on the bandwagon then and turn around and say, okay, well that's racist. Well, you calling me racist is racist. Then it's like I don't think we're going to get anywhere. Exactly. Were you saying white people mistreat you as a black person mistreating me? You go, okay, I don't see how where this conversation goes. You know what I mean?
And it will never end.
And never, unless we could take it, somewhat seriously and actually have the conversation. But I also don't think we could get anywhere if Jesse Williams stands up and says, unless you've done something to help this cause, you can't talk to us about it. Then I go like, all right, well then I guess this is just a monologue. I guess it's not a conversation because I probably can't prove that to you. I don't think I'm a racist person. I think I've got some okay ideas, but no, I guess I haven't been on the front lines of activism So maybe I just keep my trap shut.
Well, there was one, and I was going to say, I think there was one more person that got the black pass, and that was the Kardashian brother. I think he was one of the only white people there at the BET Awards last night, too.
It was like clapping, yep. Although I would love to see like the one white guy at the BET Awards, boo! Like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
What are you doing? All right, buddy.
Hey, love you, Sam.
I'll talk to you later, my friend. 866-969-1969. I did respect that Jesse Williams was able to get that speech out without rhyming. That is exactly what Lin-Manuel Miranda should have done at the Tony Awards. There it is. It had a little bit of slam poetry to it, but it was actually a person speaking words. That's why I was like, oh, shit. It wasn't like a whole bunch of fake emotion. It wasn't any of that stuff. It wasn't rhyming. It wasn't ridiculous. It was just a man talking. Adrian, you prefer the rhyming.
Lin-Manuel?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
This didn't hit home for you because words did not rhyme?
Yeah.
I get that. Let's go to Mike on Long Island. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Sammy, how's it going, man?
Good, man.
All right, here's the thing. I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, grew up listening to rap, watching black TV shows, having black friends.
What?
Yeah, I know. Crazy, right?
That's cultural appropriation.
As I'm getting older, shit like this is like hearing you say things like we're responsible or we have to pay for what our ancestors did. You're taking, not you per se, but
right.
that way of thought is taking kids that grew up with black culture and just looking at it as normal, and then now they're being put on the outside like white people are the problem for problems going on in black culture.
Well, see, here's what I meant when I said that. I don't think like you and I are responsible for anything our ancestors did. I don't think that you and I are responsible for what white people have done in the past. But I think that just the way the world works is black people who were mistreated, right? If a black person was mistreated in the 1950s by white people, then they're going to have kids, and those kids are going to be raised with the experience of their parents and what they experienced, and those people are going to have kids and be raised through the experience of their grandparents. So it's like there is a thing when you are a group that have been treated unfairly and harassed over a very, very extended period of time that you can't just stop it. Like you can't just stop doing it and then everything's okay. It takes many generations for it to get okay. So you can't I don't think it's helpful to get defensive about it. Like, I think you're right, Mike. But that's why I think the same way it's fair to say, it is what it is. And, there's going to be this thing where as a white person, the things that our ancestors did are going to have an effect on me. It's just life. At the same time, I think people do need to be honest. And if culture is being appropriated, then that's one thing. But just any time, a white person has dreadlocks, or some people don't know the deep cultural history of every piece of clothing they're wearing, or whatever it is, just because something becomes popular, just because Mike is sitting there watching black TV shows or listening to black music, because you grew up on Long Island, and guess what? That's what was cool. So that's what you were watching. I don't think that that's black appropriation, and I don't think, Mike, that you're responsible to learn an entire culture, because guess what? The people within that culture don't know the history the same way I don't know the history of my culture. I just live my life.
Well, wouldn't you say it would also be silly, if a black man becomes a quote-unquote businessman wearing a suit, is he appropriating white culture?
Well, this is the sticky thing, because I get it too, because you're right too, and the standard of beauty too. It's like if you see a black woman and she's wearing a blonde weave or something like that on a magazine, is that appropriating white culture? But it goes back to the same argument of white on black versus black on white racism, and the argument maintains black people can't be racist and white culture can't be appropriated because it's the culture of power. And so you end up in this situation where it's like, All right, well then fuck it. Like I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like then we won't talk then. We won't have the discussion. I'll do what I do, you do what you do, and fine, because there's nothing to talk about then.
Right, but doesn't that like scare you? Because then I grow up, and then or how I raise my kids to grow up is with the same opinions, and then everyone keeps passing their bullshit opinions on to their children.
You know, I think it's true, and I think when you end up being made to feel like you did something wrong when you didn't. Which is what happens here. Like when you, Mike, are made to feel by just your existence, you've done something wrong when you as an individual haven't done anything wrong, resentment builds up. And honestly, that resentment is what PC does. Political correctness causes that resentment because certain people are made to feel like they've done something wrong when they didn't do it just by existing.
Absolutely.
And that's why people go nuts and they start saying, all right, well then we'll cut off immigration. Well, we'll build a wall. Well, I don't like these people. Because now it's like you get pushed and you get pushed and you get pushed and finally you snap back. And you go, okay, well, if I'm so goddamn powerful, I'm going to use my power. And then it's like, oh, shit. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong.
Yep.
You know, but I think that that's the overarching thing. Like, we can't have a conversation about what's really going wrong. Like, are there obvious issues within police? Yeah. Like, there, like the cases that have been brought up this year, there are issues there. Are the police a criminal organization? Absolutely not. You know, are there bad cops? Yeah, in the sense that plural, yeah, like a very small percentage. Are there good cops? Yeah, massive amounts of good cops. The same way there's black people that are terrible criminals, and there's black people that are amazing contributing members of society. The same way there's Muslim people that are terrorists, and there's Muslim people that are peaceful contributing members of American culture. Like nobody looks at nuance anymore. They just want to group everything together because it's easy, and then you can figure out who to be mad at.
Well said, brother.
Thank you, pal. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Chris in Indiana. What's up, Chris?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I was just calling about the cultural appropriation subject you're speaking of, and I just don't understand how so much offense comes from the black side on white people reaffirming stereotypes when they constantly do things on their own shows or anything. It doesn't even necessarily have to be someone in the public eye. It could be just some Joe Schmo off the street selling drugs or whatever the case may be. They constantly reaffirm those stereotypes, but then when they do it, it's not racist. But if a white person is to do it, then it's considered racist. And I think that's just bullshit. And until we get past that point, we're never going to be able to not categorize people in certain ways and shapes and form. I agree with all people are the same, but not everybody has the same aspirations, and that's the problem.
Well, I don't know if not all people. I think cultures are just different. You know, I don't think all people are the same. You know, I think all people have the capability of being good and have the capability of working, and blah, 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 but people are not all the same because cultures are different, because the way you're raised is different, and the way people learn to raise people, you know, that stuff is the stuff that gets passed down generation to generation to generation is just different. And it is what it is. And as long as those generational ties exist, it will always be different. You know, I think I people are too sensitive to words. There's no doubt about it. I think that
I mean, that word, the N word, which I'm not a big user of it myself, unless I call it like I see it.
You definitely use the N word more than you should. That right there is the response. I'm not a big user of it, but you know, if I need to, I'll drop it.
That word has just as much power as it did back then, because they allow it to have that much power.
I have to tell you.
Nobody gets offended when somebody calls somebody a honky or whatever. White people laugh at that kind of shit. They know
that's because we're the power group.
Well, no, I don't agree with that either. Everybody, I don't care how anybody tries to cut it. Everybody has the same opportunity to do good. Everybody has the same opportunity to not sway off into the area of going into the prison system and shit like that.
Oh, wait, Chris. You don't think that the prison system is skewed to lock up black people? Because here's how I think that is not true, and that maybe not for a while it has been. And here's the way it works: is that in the 80s, drugs were, and then it's a fact, the Reagan administration was funding drugs.
Right, Reaganomics.
Right,
Yep.
but the Reagan administration was funding drugs being brought in to low-income areas. A lot of black people lived in low-income areas. So these black people are now living in these areas where drugs have been brought in. Hence, people now sell and buy drugs in these areas. At the same time, the penalties for drug possession and drug sales went through the roof as far as jail goes. I mean, the jail time that you get for drugs is absolutely insane.
Correct.
In this country.
Even drugs that are legal in some places.
It's
are not legal in
crazy.
others.
So, I mean, all things considered, it would appear very clearly that there was a mission here to put people who lived in those areas in jail. They put drugs in the areas, and then they added penalties for the drugs. That seems like they wanted people who lived in those areas, who primarily were black people, they wanted those people in jail. That's the way that appears to me.
Yeah, but everybody makes their own choice. They didn't hold a gun to these people.
Yeah, I mean, but you're talking about low income. You're talking about people who have nothing. There's no money, and then they go, look, you can make some easy cash selling drugs. Do you want to? You probably don't want to, but you end up doing it. Do you think Hot Dog, our free laborer, you think his cousin wanted to be a prostitute in Dominican Republic? Probably wasn't her dream growing up. But she goes, you know what? There's some money to be made here. And guess what? I'm pretty sure that at some point Hot Dog will pay his cousin for sex, because she is a good looking woman and Hot Dog's desperate. But you know, you do things sometimes that you wouldn't normally do, and when the temptation is there, it's a different deal.
I agree, which puts it into perspective of what I was just saying. You put that same situation in a predominantly white neighborhood. It could be low income as well. And I guarantee you the white people are going to do the same thing. It's not just as much as blacks can go and do bad things in low income areas. Same thing for white people. They could do the same thing. And it also applies to good. Black people can live in a low impoverished area and still succeed to be something great, like a doctor or, you know,
yeah, and I mean, and
worth a fuck, maybe a radio show star or anything.
Well, not anymore. I'm the last professional broadcaster.
Well, that's what I was saying. You know, radio's shit now, and it's not heading towards any good direction anytime soon, other than yourself.
That's right.
Sophie and Jim and Anthony Cumia. But I think there's way too much of trying to sway the public to believe that there is not a light at the end of the tunnel for the minority or the blacks or whatever you want to call it, and that's just not true.
Yeah, I know. I think that the light at the end of the tunnel is difficult to find for people in low income, people who have low income. For poor people.
I agree with that.
But I also think that there are more poor minorities than there are poor white people. I think that the ratio, and I don't have the facts and figures, I'm wrong all the time, but I think that you'll find the ratios aren't exactly equal.
True, but there's also, you know, really bad, you know, there's also really bad white areas and there's also really bad black areas. I mean, you know, in the state I live in, it's horrendous in some areas, and they're mostly ignorant white people. But there's also areas where there's ignorant black people that all they want to do is kill each other over them claiming one side of the hood and stupid shit like that, and it's just ignorant shit. And until we have an open and honest discussion about things like that and race and things like that, nothing's ever going to change.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Bye, man.
Thanks for the call. I think that a lot needs to be said. You know, the problem is that I think when parts of the argument get brought up that aren't necessarily as important or valid, like the cultural appropriation stuff, because again, you follow what's cool, and nobody knows why it's cool, and half the time nobody knows why they're doing it. I mean, this is the same thing. Is a kid in middle school gonna know, why he's wearing something that culturally means something to Hispanic people, black people, whatever it is? No. But half the time, the kids in middle school are wearing band t-shirts from a group that they've never heard. They've never heard a song, but they know that that's cool, so they'll just wear it. How many people are wearing Nirvana shirts now? They don't know what Teen Spirit smells like. Let's go to Benton in Texas. Again, you want to call Sam Roberts Show. It's 866-969-1969. What's up, Benton?
Sammy B, how are you doing, brother?
Good.
Well, I just wondered when the BET Awards became the podium for this guy to speak up when, I don't know how many years in a row are there shootings and stabbings.
Well, I think...
I'm not trying to say anything bad.
I think if I can correct you, Benton, I believe that the shootings and stabbings more took place at the Source Awards than the BET. I think there have been some fights at the BET Awards.
Well, either way, what leg does this guy have to stand on? Is this his first speech of...
I don't know. He won an award for something like... I mean, it made sense. He won an award for being an advocate or something. I don't know. For cultural something or other. Like, he won an award for doing good in the world. He didn't win an award for acting or singing or anything like that.
Right.
So he was an activist.
There are millions of white people in this world that absolutely look out for the black culture and the black community. So I don't know. I just have a problem hearing all this crying when, if it changes for their community, fine. Start there. Don't put it all on us. How many years? 400 years ago?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not 400 years ago was slavery, but I mean, we don't have to go back that far for things to get ugly.
Change is my point. I'm not trying to be ugly.
I mean, look, here's what you got to do. Don't worry about 400 years ago. It's as simple as you watch the OJ. Did you watch the OJ 30 for 30s?
I watched part of it, yes.
Okay, you watch those.
I'm on your side, Sammy.
No, I appreciate that. I don't think we're arguing. But you watch those. Here's what you watch those. And this is why I talk about our ancestors and why stuff gets passed on from generations, and we at least have to acknowledge that, because it wasn't that long ago. If you watch the 30 for 30s, you see that in, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
1977. I grew up in Texas. I have seen all of that.
Right. So I'm talking in Los Angeles, though.
Is these people
in Los Angeles, you're talking about one of the most liberal cities in the world. In Los Angeles, the police department was doing horrific things in the 90s.
Sure.
And that's one of those things like that can't just...
Same thing today all over the country. That's just a police thing. That's not a white thing.
And I think that and again, I'm not an anti-cop either. I think I'm very, very pro-cop, because so many of the cops are doing such a good job and just killing themselves, literally. I mean, cops do this insane thing that all of us are afraid to do. We need cops to protect us. And
however, all these things happen within their departments.
And the problem is, that, I think that cops need to do, they need to start not standing up for each other as much. When there's a bad cop, that bad cop needs to be thrown out for the wolves, because it makes everybody look bad.
I don't have a problem with what the man said. I've just never heard of him or any other platform he's spoken out about. So,
well, maybe that's why. I mean,
I don't understand the uproar on this one speech he made.
I appreciate that,
Benton. He's wrong, but he isn't.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you, Benton.
Validate yourself. Thank you, too.
I think that first of all, it was a very good speech. It was one of those speeches. Like, I watched it knowing people are going to be talking about this tomorrow. I'm sitting there going, oh shit, yeah, this is it. Especially when he goes like, and if you haven't done anything to help, don't tell me. And I was like, okay, I won't say a word then. I'm going to stay off the fucking Twitter machine. Maybe Justin Timberlake should have thought that too. But number one, because it was a great speech. And number two, there was no getting away from this thing. It's not like I turned on BET and was like, oh, I want to say, maybe I would have, because it's a big award show. But I swear to you, All the Viacom channels. The BET Awards were simulcast live last night on MTV, BET, VH1, MTV2, Comedy Central, Spike TV. I turned it on looking for Bar Rescue. And this is what I found. So it was everywhere. And this was one of those speeches that, you can't really ignore. So I think that's why it's everywhere. Nick in New York, you're on Sam Roberts' show.
Yo, what's up, Prime Time?
What's going on, Nick?
Hey, nothing much, man. But yeah, just to more to your point, what you just said, it was basically proven. It's factual. Like Nixon's domestic policy chief, John Ehrlichman or whatever, he said that they declared the war on drugs in 1971. Like a direct quote from him. He said, "We knew we couldn't make it illegal to be either against the war or against blacks, but by getting the public to associate the hippies with marijuana and blacks with heroin, and then criminalizing both heavily,
yes,
disrupt those communities." I mean, it's right there. The dude said it. So.
Yeah, and I mean that's 100% why it happened.
That's it.
And
black leaders and,
yeah,
and everything else.
Yeah, and you go, okay, if that's happening in the 70s, and by the way, that war on drugs and the crack epidemic that swept in through black communities, that was the 80s. So if that's happening in the 80s, do you really think that it's time that we can just say, well, just let it go? No, that's not realistic either. You can't just say, let it go, because it happened and it's happening and it is what it is. But we can also kind of agree to point out what's the real issue and what maybe isn't such a big deal. And I think, Justin Timberlake is getting destroyed because he misread the speech entirely. I mean, he couldn't have gotten it more wrong. But,
yeah,
if anything, he should have been rebutting the speech and saying, whoa, I'm not culturally appropriating. It's admiration for what the music that I grew up on. But that's not what he said. Instead, he had to be nice and likable.
Yeah, I mean, real quick though, Chuck D and that song "Harder Than You Think." I mean, he gets addresses pretty much all these issues too. It's pretty cool. I mean, so that's a good song to kind of go back to too and talk about all this stuff. But thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later. It says here, what's this? Max Corbin. Most that call people racist are usually strongly against the gay community. Hate is hate. It's 2016. Let's all move on and get along. Yeah, that's the other thing. As much as we need to deal with racism, I just saw 49 people get killed in a gay club a week ago. Yeah, I think, the war that extreme Islam has on homosexuals seems to have hit the United States pretty hard. You remember how racial it was when that kid went into a church and started shooting black people. That was, a year ago? That wasn't long ago. And that was racially motivated, but that was one kid. You're talking about an entire group of people. ISIS, the extreme radicalized Muslim community that are now going after gay people like that. And that was so much worse. The gay club shooting, so much worse than the church shooting. But the gay angle hasn't even been explored. And that sounds like a movie, but the homophobic part of that crime still hasn't even really been addressed or explored, especially in reference to Muslim extremism, because Muslim extremism hasn't even been explored. Everybody's too busy worrying about gun control. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Jay in Bakersfield. What's up, Jay?
Hey, evening, Sam.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, Nugman, I was hoping you could help me out with a little predicament I had, so I'm a bit confused this evening. So, I grew up listening to Wu-Tang Clan, been a fan of their music forever, and now at the age of, 27, I have a Wu-Tang Clan tattoo on the right side of my knee.
Uh-oh.
And I wasn't sure if it's because I think it's cool or it's cultural appropriation, so if you could help me out with that, I'd appreciate it.
I have bad news. Your tattoo's racist.
Oh, God damn it.
Sorry, dude.
No, well. See you, Sammy.
Sorry, buddy. Let's go to Kareem in Missouri. What's up, Kareem?
Hey, what's going on, Sean Roberts?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. Just want to know why is it that, when you start talking about topics like this where, black people need to try to help empower their own people that white folks get so upset about?
Well, I'll tell you, because I agree with that part, and I think it's a positive thing when a guy like this comes up and say black folks need to get together to empower their own people. Like, that's 100% what every group should be doing, right? But what'd you say?
I was just saying, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. But what happens is, white people, I think, when you hear this speech like this, you go one of two directions. Either you take on white guilt, which we see all the time, and start getting overly apologetic. Like, oh, that's so right. Or Justin Timberlake goes, oh, I'm so inspired. Or whatever it is. Like, as a white person, you react to what's being said here. Either you start to feel responsible, or you start to feel accused. You know, like when your girl accuses you of cheating, but you didn't cheat. But you know a lot of guys that have. You know your friends cheat, but you didn't cheat. But when your girl accuses you of cheating, that makes you furious because your friends cheat, but you don't cheat. So, like, some white people watching this are just racist, so they get upset about it. But other white people are watching this, and they're not racist. And they start to feel like, I don't want to be in a position, or they say they don't want to be in a position. I'm not going to use that first person pronoun and get taken out of context. They don't want to be put in a position where they have to prove that they're not racist, or they feel like they're getting accused of something. So the message that maybe you're receiving is that, you know, black people need to be empowered and stand together, and we need to do this as a group, in which you're like, yeah, rock on, this is great. A lot of white people are hearing, wait, why am I the bad guy? I didn't do anything. Why are you making me the bad guy here? I wanted to, like, I don't even know if I can applaud. I don't know if I can stay seated. You just said I can't say anything unless I've been an advocate. I've been, you know, working on the front lines of this battle for a long time. I don't know how to handle this right now.
Well, basically what he's saying is, and basically what he said, and the reaction and the response that he's getting is basically is what he was referring to. The same response that he's getting from what he said is what, you know, media is basically what he's referring to. Every time someone, you know, like with the Black Lives Matter movement or anything positive that black people are trying to do, you know, to bring attention to certain injustices that they're, you know, going through, then, you know, you have people to, you know, come out and speak against, just like they're speaking against what he said, which he hadn't said anything wrong. Anybody that
so, like, I get this. So, Kareem, you're saying that, like, when somebody comes out and they say Black Lives Matter, another person immediately comes forward and goes, yeah, well, all lives matter. And you go, I didn't say they didn't. I'm just talking about black lives right now. Or somebody goes, well, white lives matter too. And you go, I didn't say white lives don't matter. I'm just talking about black lives right now.
Right. Because it's obvious that white lives matter because the same...
They've mattered forever.
Right. And like I say, when we get into that discussion about, you know, the police, we're not saying that police are bad, but there's a culture that lives within police, you know, units that causes, you know, because it's not about police being bad. It's about a culture that they take on once they become police. I got 3 or 4 friends that's become cops. One white, you know, 3 of them black, and they all have taken on, you know, this, or just they've changed since they become policemen. I'll say that much. And it's not that they've seen anything different than they've seen before they became policemen. You know, it's just once you become a part of this badge, you become loyalty. You have to. That's the only way that you're gonna survive in that industry is becoming loyal to this badge. And once you become loyal to this badge, then you're asked to do things that a lot of times you're not comfortable with doing, but you do them anyway because you're in a brotherhood now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the same thing with any sort of organization like, you know, the NFL, where they trying to protect the shield by all means. You know what I mean? Because it's all about image. You know what I mean? So, of course, you don't want to make it look like you in the organization where, you know what I mean, you know, these injustices are done against a certain group of people, you know, specifically brown. But, you know what I mean, you don't, but like I said, but you're trying to do a job, and you may have gotten into the, you know, became a policeman for the right reasons, but the culture that exists around, you know, police forces, and, you know what I mean, especially in our communities, is what, you know, is what drives, you know, us to believe that the way we believe about police. I mean, I can give you an example about myself, for instance. I mean, I came up in a pretty bad neighborhood here in St. Louis. I had 3 incidents with policemen where, you know what I mean, some should have been done, but my parents were afraid to to face the policeman. At 13, I was walking down the street dribbling the basketball. Me and my friend, policeman pull us over, tell us that, my neighbors had, somebody had called police saying that, we were, with somebody that fit the description of us were selling drugs, which I knew that was a lie because, everybody on my block knows me. So if they would have given a description, they'd give you my name right along with it.
Right.
They strip searched me right here on the corner. Strip searched me on the street.
And you're how old?
I was 13.
Wow.
Strip searched me right on the corner of my block. And when I was, it devastated me. I went home, told my mom about it, and my mom told me, just stay closer to the house. I'm like, I'm on my street. How much closer do you want me? You know what I mean? But instead of her, like I say, but that was that older folks. You know what I mean? They just fall in line. They don't want to.
Right, because at that age, you're a kid, which means your mom had to. I mean, the stuff she saw when she was a kid had to be horrendous. She's like, look, that we can fight and fight and fight, but there's nothing we can do.
My grandmother, so she actually raised me, so she was, so she's much older. So yes, she saw a lot more.
Yeah,
so,
but that's what I mean when I talk about like just at least being aware of what happened in previous years. Like nobody, like that's your experience that you grew up with, and like you said, if you get strip searched by a police officer in your neighborhood when you're 13 for no reason except that you're a black guy with a basketball, like that's never going to go away from you. And that is going to get passed down. If you have a kid, that's going to get passed down to that kid in some way, shape, or form. And that's not a bad thing. People's experiences get passed down. It's what shapes them as people and what shapes the generation that they create. So that's why there's no such thing as, okay, we're just going to shut off. Everybody's going to behave themselves now. That way everything's fine. If everybody were, like if our problems were to stop, it would still take 40, 50 years before things actually got better. Because that's how long it would take for it to pass through these generations.
Absolutely. That's it. It's just going to take time. I mean,
yeah.
And everyone's responsible for helping us make that change. But, everyone's trying to defend, a person's experience or defend whatever side that they're deciding to choose. That's not going to help the problem. You know what I mean? First, you got to listen to victims. You know what I mean? And not everyone's a victim. You got a lot of people out here screaming wolf. But, we do have a lot of, real issues that's going on. Not everyone's lying about police brutality.
Right.
And not every policeman is out here, trying to kick somebody's teeth in, But again, there's both sides of this.
Right. You have to, it seems like, it's either all cops are bad or cops are never bad. And there's never this sort of conversation of, look, most cops are doing God's work. Like, you know what I mean? Most cops are helping us, but we have to have a conversation that there is a culture and bad cops do exist. And there are these people that have and do terrorize people of different ethnicities or people, whoever they are. And because we end up with two sides that are and that's almost every argument in this country politically. You've got two sides that are so locked on to whatever their cause is that it becomes impossible to have a conversation because nobody will give an inch.
Right.
And what can you do then?
And that's the problem, because all we're doing is debating what it is that we believe in, and we're not actually listening to the other side. Because if I'm conservative, then I got to take on every conservative view, and because this is my because I'm Republican, and this is what I got. This is the way I got to think. But I mean, you got a lot of conservatives that's somewhere closer to the middle, and you got a lot of liberals that's somewhere close to the middle. But most of the time, you have somebody that's either hard left or hard right, and
right.
That's where the issue is. Like I don't deal with politics because it's all bullshit. I don't, presidential campaigning and votes like this. It's become a game. It might as well be on ESPN because it's a sport now.
I mean, it might as well be on Entertainment Tonight at this point. Like it's gone even past. It was a sport like 8 years ago. Now it's just a circus.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. All right, Kareem. Thanks for the call, man.
It's good talking to you, man.
You too, dude. I'll talk to you later. I see Not Sam Fan D's Nuts on Twitter, SR Show SXM, says, I'm sitting here parked, window down, had the volume up pretty loud. Black guy walked by and gave me a look due to the topic. Well, look, if we can't have a conversation, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And Not Sam Fanfuck says, bad cop, no donut. Am I right, folks? That Not Sam Fanfuck, always with the lines, always with the lines. Let's take a quick break. I want to talk about a little update on Brexit. and how that blew up in my face a little bit over the weekend. YouTube was not a fan of primetime over the weekend. We'll talk about that and my interview with the Hardcore Pawn dudes coming up in a little bit. Stay tuned. Whoo Kids. See, Whoo Kid, you left for our race discussion. we talked about race like the whole time you were gone. Although,
what's up, nigga?
Honestly, you know what? Ironically, we were actually able to have a real conversation about race once you left the room.
Oh, what happened? People were like, it's like, you talking about the Olympics or something? Like people were running?
Olympics? No, not running.
So the race, like a races.
No. Like ethnicity.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
like black and white issues.
Ah, fuck.
You're not interested in that, are you?
Fuck about that shit.
Cultural appropriation?
Yeah, whatever, man. I don't know what that fucking last word means.
I feel like DJ Whoo Kid has appropriated more from black culture than any white man has.
I'm good, man.
Well, welcome back to Sam Roberts Show, and DJ Whoo Kid has popped back in here. I love that you just pop in, pop out, pop in, pop out.
Yeah, that's how you do it, man. You got to pull out when you're about to come.
Exactly, and that's what you were about to do.
I didn't want to come in earlier, so I pulled out.
I appreciate that very, very much. Have you been, you're a world traveler. What do you think of Brexit?
Yeah, I'm not going there, I'll tell you that.
In England?
I'm chilling right now.
Why aren't you going to England?
Isn't it like crazy? It's like chaos going over there, right?
Well, it's not chaos. It's chaos here as well. You know, the economy has taken a hit in England, but the economy is terrible here now because of it too. They've decided, they voted, and Great Britain is no longer a part of the European Union.
Oh, so they're permanently separated. They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
So they're keeping their currency.
Pound.
Yeah, the pound.
And tuppence. Yeah.
Tuppence. What was that?
Tuppence.
Never heard of that shit. So what about Ireland and all that?
That, I think, here's the thing. See, you're much smarter than me, Whoo Kid. You just pretend. I was going on the show. I got destroyed on YouTube over the weekend.
Well, what happened?
Because I went on the show on Friday and gave my opinion on the whole Britain exit thing. And how, to me, it was obviously, and I still believe this, it was obviously just, it happened because people are so afraid of immigration. They don't want immigration near them. And so they say, like, no, if we're independent, then we can close our borders. Everybody wants to close their borders.
Oh, I think you're talking about England. It's like Indians all over. Isn't that even
England wants to close their borders. That's what I'm saying.
How are they going to do that? It's all Indians there.
Well, that's why they exited from the European Union. Because in the European Union, you can move freely throughout. And they don't want that anymore. Too many Muslims.
They're never going to accept that currency because...
Pounds?
No, I'm talking about the euro.
England? No, there's no euro in England anymore.
Yeah, but they're never gonna accept the transition from all these other countries are going bankrupt because they're all combining and becoming the euro. Where if you buy a house for $100, all right, you buy a house for $300,000, but because the whole economy switched to euro, your house is $100 G's now. But you owe 300 euro, whatever, or 300
right.
whatever.
So everything's all confused.
To that bank. That bank is not switching down.
Right.
So you're fucked. So you just lost like so much.
Right, because you don't have you still owe 300,000 pounds
to the bank, which is
but you
unfair.
only got 100,000 euros.
It's unfair, and then it's just like,
Well, now they're pounds. No, England is not doing euros. But so what I did was I did this whole I talked about it for an hour. I uploaded a half-hour video onto YouTube, and I'm talking about how England is removing themselves from the European Union. All I got, to end it, I was against the idea of exiting.
So a lot of them was like, shut the fuck up.
A lot of them said, shut the fuck up. Yeah, a lot of them said, fuck you. We talk about, I always have said, I don't like Trevor Noah as the host of The Daily Show. I don't mind him as a comedian, but Trevor Noah as the host of The Daily Show, I don't need some good-looking young South African kid with a South African accent telling me what's wrong with America. You know what I mean? It doesn't work for me.
Oh, shit.
It doesn't. I'm like, so what do you know that's so great? Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Says me, the dude with an American accent jumping on YouTube and telling England what they should be doing to run their country. Whoops! Here's the real problem.
Out, huh?
Here's the real problem. You want to know why I got cursed out? You don't know the difference between England and Great Britain? You piece of shit. I kept saying England, England, England. They were like, it's not England, it's Britain. You're not thinking about Wales. You're not thinking about Scotland. You're not all this, the whole place. You're thinking about one little spot. You don't know the difference. I was like, fuck. And they're probably thinking, this guy's probably never left the country. You know what the real sad thing is? I lived in England for 4 years.
No.
Yes.
You didn't even know?
I lived there, and I still got the whole thing wrong.
You're a dick.
And I was looking, I was
you still don't even know?
I was like, fuck.
You were a child. Or were you, a teenager?
No, I was a kid. I moved there when I was 4, but I stayed there until I was 8. I have specific memories of it. I know England. I know my address from when I was living there.
You are so weird. You lived in England?
Mm-hmm.
That is so fucking gangster.
Thank you. Yeah. I never know what you're going to say. You say gay, and I say, I hope there's another syllable. And you say angsta. And I'm like, yes.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, so I lived there. And I can't even say, guys, I know what I'm talking about. I lived there. Because they're like, no, you lived there, and you still don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
What were you doing? Eating beans and toast?
Exactly.
What were you doing, man?
Paying no attention to anything. Put down the fucking beans and toast.
That is so nasty, by the way. That's like poverty rehearsal. I hate beans and toast.
Beans and toast?
It's like you're rehearsing to be homeless.
Yeah, I've never had beans and toast before.
You lived in England all that time?
I didn't eat beans. No. I went to Australia.
Such a dick.
I went to Australia and I never ate. I was in Australia for 3 weeks. I didn't eat Vegemite.
Oh man, what's that? It sounds nasty.
You've been to Australia and you've never had Vegemite? Vegemite is like the Australian snack, but it's like it's like a spread, but it's like brown and it's all salty. It's like some kind of animal fat based gross. It's gross. It's so fucking gross. But all the Australian people are like, yeah, Vegemite sandwich. Yeah.
I never had that.
It's brown, so I thought it was chocolate. And I was like, yeah. Spread me out some Vegemite. And I was like, this is fucking gross. Why would you give this to me?
Adrian, you ever had that?
He's not having any Vegemite. He doesn't need any.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. But now, more than 1 million people want to change their vote. Everybody wants them to redo the Brexit vote because they're like, oh fuck. Because what happened was, and I talked about this on the show on Friday. Here's my problem. I made a lot of good points when I was talking about Brexit on Friday, but nobody listened to any of them because they all thought I was a fucking moron because of the Britain-England thing.
Going at you.
I was talking about immigration. Right on point. I was talking about everything. Right on point. I was talking about conservatives versus progressives. Right on point.
Now they just fucking let that go.
And they were like, read a fucking map, dick. I was like, oh, man. Oh, man. You know what they were saying? Hey, if you're going to upload to YouTube, stick to wrestling, stupid. I was like, shit.
Well, you got one over them. They're trying to redo the whole shit now.
I was like, all the dislikes. Usually, I have a healthy percentage of likes as compared to dislikes.
Not that time.
Not for the kid. Not this weekend.
Yeah, you got annihilated. I wish I would have been there. I would have heard all this shit, man.
You would have clicked the big dislike on it, too?
Yeah, I would have hated you heavy. Just the hate.
But now, I was right. So here's what happens. And this is the point that I made that was actually a good point, but everybody lost it because I'm too bad with geography to make a good point about anything. I said, you know the difference between a conservative and a progressive, Whoo Kid?
Yeah.
You do or you don't?
No, I don't,
You don't.
motherfucker. I was like, what? The fuck you talking to, motherfucker?
So, like, in America, you would say, like, a Democrat, like Hillary Clinton, is more of a progressive, and a Republican, like Donald Trump, is more of a conservative.
Oh, okay.
So what happens is, the progressives, conservatives all are aggressive, and they have egos, but they like to fight. Conservatives love to fight. They're loud, and they yell, and they fight. Progressives also have egos, but their ego is like they think they're smarter than everybody. So they think that what is in their head is definitely, that's right. There's no discussion to have. So half the time they're too lazy to go out and vote because they're so convinced that they're right that everybody's going to vote for what they want.
Yeah.
So I'm convinced that's what happened with this Brexit thing. People are blaming it on the millennials.
Oh,
They're saying the millennials didn't go out and vote. But I'm telling you, it's these lazy progressive people that think that they're so right that they don't have to go out and vote. Because every poll said that Great Britain, not England, Great Britain, every poll said that it was going to get voted against leaving. Every poll said that the vote was going to go, we're going to stay with the European Union. But guess what? They did the vote.
See ya.
Yeah, we're out of here. Out of here.
How are we affected, like, now?
Well, our economy's affected. Ugh. Because anytime anything like this happens, the economy goes in a tizzy. So everybody gets worried and concerned, and we got to sell, whatever it is. So that happens. And then at the same time, where it actually affects business will be like anyone that does business with England, now all of a sudden will potentially have a lot more fees to deal with.
Oh, shit.
Because the European Union was locking everybody down on that stuff. So now it's going to cost more to export, import, get work for whatever it is, whatever you're doing in England.
Who's behind all that? Like the secret societies that's controlling this thing?
Well, the argument, I mean, conspiracy theorists would probably say
your boy
that the Illuminati would be more in favor of the European Union, because then you've got all these countries together with one currency, one set of rules, one blah, 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 as opposed to England that decides to be independent. And maybe the reason we're all saying that the exit is a bad thing is because the Illuminati wants control and wants everybody to be all one.
Exactly.
All one.
But that's the
that
goal.
Pyramid with that eye in the middle of it.
See
you know what I mean?
I see you, nigga.
Yeah. But
England is such an old country. They're not trying to fucking bend over and get fucked in the ass.
That's what they said.
Euro shit.
I believe, as a matter of fact,
They're
that was one of the
never going.
speeches.
Let me tell you something.
You know how long we've been around for? You think we're going to bend over and get fucked in our British ass?
You know what I know? You know when you know you're in England when the fucking when you order like an egg sandwich and it's like $30. They're not switching over.
By the way, it's about to be 50. Because guess what? You're lucky to be here. You are lucky to be in England.
You know, I'm a whole motherfucker. I was there when it was 2-1. So, or 225-1. So,
that's huge.
And they don't give a fuck.
When I was there, it was like $1.50, $1.60 per pound.
Oh, but you were a kid though.
As a kid though.
Oh no, when I'm older, so it was $2.20. It was $2.25 to the US dollar. So
fuck.
So can you imagine? Like I ordered, like I thought it was a joke. So can you imagine the first time I'm in England and I stayed at the Landmark Hotel, which is like the most expensive because you know I'm with 50 Cent.
Yeah.
So I called them. I was like, yo, let me take a little egg sandwich and a little, a little cup of tea. You know,
maybe a little espresso.
No, I would order tea, nigga. You know,
because it's England.
Yeah.
You always got to fit in.
This ain't Paris, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I ordered a fucking English breakfast. Bro, it was like $38, dude. So what I did, I went to the front desk with my plate.
Yeah.
I was like, what's this bloody fucking shit? It's so fucking expensive.
Did you call him wankers?
I didn't say anything. I was like, I'm not paying for this shit, man. I took a bite too, but I didn't see the bill. And then it was like $38 for an egg sandwich. Like, and I'm looking at one egg sandwich, nothing else around it. Clear as plate.
That's it.
And a little tiny thing of orange juice. Like, and then I brought it to the front desk. And
well, for $7, you can get ketchup on the side.
Bro, I was so furious, but England is not a game with that fucking high price shit.
No, they love it.
They're not going for that Euro shit. But,
they love it. Well, yeah, some of the politicians, that's what they want. But also, what they were saying was they're doing the same fear stuff that they're doing here.
With the blowing shit up and all that scary shit.
Right. And they're saying that England has to worry about their cultural identity, that all these immigrants are taking away our identity.
Well, the Queen's still alive. That bitch is never dying, man.
Exactly. So what are you going to do, right?
Oh, is she 200?
I think it's actually 230.
I wonder what her vagina looks like at that age.
Probably quite dry but shriveled.
You think she got diamonds on there? Like a little pussy crown?
What's that called? The vajazzle. She has the vajazzle. Queen Elizabeth and her vajazzle.
She is mega, like she's not going anywhere.
No. She's good. And there's plenty of others. They got, Kate and William, and they got babies now. That royal family is going nowhere. Nowhere. But it said that more than 1 million people regret their vote to leave the European Union. An opinion poll carried out in the wake of the Brexit decision suggests. Of the 17.4 million people who voted leave, 1.1 million now wish they had not. It's been 2 days. If the results of a Survation poll are to be believed, the poll found that people who used Brexit as a protest vote or thought their vote wouldn't matter are now having second thoughts.
Who started that shit? Bush? Was it George Bush that wanted the whole one world currency?
Well, I mean, that becomes... I think it started a long time before that.
I think it's Bush.
You think it might be Bush? You think Bush is the center of the Illuminati?
I'm talking about the original Bush, not the...
H.W. Bush.
Yeah.
Not W.
Nah.
Is that why he's still alive? He's sipping on the vanilla?
He's sipping on that goddamn extract. I mean, they're doing it with Canada. Canada is like the same with us now.
What do you mean?
Or under us by a penny or some shit like that.
Oh, you mean the economy?
Canada
used to be more.
Canada currency used to be like, I think, like maybe, 5 cents or some bullshit. Now it's like under.
I mean, the world is going nuts because most people, like the way England felt about leaving, I'm sorry, Britain thought about leaving was the way I think, the way I'm looking at it, it seems like it's the way America feels about Trump. Like it was this kind of far out thing that a lot of loud people were supporting. But everybody was going around, the progressives in large numbers were all going around saying, it'll never happen. Oh, it's never going to happen. He's a maniac. We'll never do this. This would never get through on a vote.
I don't even know why they do the vote system anyway. It's 5 people controlling this shit, and then I think the 6th person is arguing, fuck you, I don't want to be down. That's what's going down.
But don't you think
why are they doing that vote
that if it were as rigged... I think Donald Trump is the one thing, because if it were as rigged...
Donald Trump proved that there's few people running this shit.
You think
money is buying everything.
Yeah, but the Republicans don't want Donald Trump as their guy.
Why are we voting? Why are we going to oppose this whatever this...
Because Donald Trump is there. I mean, Donald Trump is proving that people can put somebody in office because the Republicans didn't want Donald Trump to win.
So you can't be a broke motherfucker and become president.
Well, no, I mean, it becomes difficult. Campaigns cost a lot of money. Campaigns cost millions of dollars to run.
But he doesn't even waste money anymore. He makes money with his campaign.
Yeah, he does.
That shit is a joke.
Yeah, he did. But, I mean, if you go to Donald Trump, did you hear about Donald Trump's new website?
Oh, God. He got another one now?
lyingcrookedhillary.com.
No way.
Yes. lyingcrookedhillary.com.
It's real?
He will tell you, that's true. And if you go to his website, he will tell you why Hillary is the one who's making all the money and who's crooked and who's profiting, and she's the liar.
For real?
Oh, yeah.
Clinton, the Clintons was like, ugh, they were pussy, man. Nobody cared about them.
What? Everybody loved Bill Clinton. People said before Obama was around.
The Bushes were the animals and they were raping and taking shit.
But before Obama was around, what did people say about Bill Clinton? First black president.
Yeah, but...
and then Obama came around, and everybody was like, that motherfucker's white.
It's a confused fucking country. But at the end of the day, I don't know, man. The Bushes fucked our shit up.
Yeah, but guess what? Guess who came around? Because it was supposed to be. The script was for another Bush. That's what the script said this time. The script was for another Bush, and they had it all planned out.
I told you that when we were watching, like
over a year ago.
Yeah, I was like,
it was supposed to be Bush Clinton.
I just can't.
And then all of a sudden, Donald Trump comes around and goes, "Who the fuck is this queer?" And everybody goes, "Wah!" And like, that's why the Jeb Bush thing is so upsetting.
Where is he? What is he doing?
He's done.
He's playing golf.
He's finito. He had to drop out of politics. George W. Bush, the idiot, he wasn't supposed to be president. It was supposed to be Jeb's seat. He was keeping Jeb's seat warm.
Wow.
And all of a sudden, Jeb, he's like, okay, now Jeb gave his brother his state. Jeb was the governor of Florida. He was like, all right, W, here you go. You got Florida. And Al Gore was like, I think I won. And Jeb was like, shut the fuck up. Here you go, W. You got it. And W goes, great. I love the idea of being president. So W gets to be president with the understanding that in 8 years, Jeb gets to step in. 8 years go by. Jeb's like, my time to shine. And Donald Trump goes, I got this great idea.
I'm going to run for president.
I've decided to run for president. And we're going to build a wall to keep out the rapists. And everybody goes, he's nuts. Nobody will vote for him. And what happened? Everybody voted for him. And people went, what the fuck is going on?
God.
And then you go across the ocean to England. And they go, nobody's going to vote to leave the European Union. And what happened? Everybody voted, and they went, what the fuck? Oh no, what the fuck just happened?
Whoa.
They weren't supposed to win. What's going on?
What the hell was our bet that we did for if Trump win the presidency? What was it again? We recorded it, right?
Yeah. Was
it like $100 or something?
Well, first of all, I know I think it was $100.
If he wins.
I don't even think it was if he wins. I think it's if he's, I don't even think you thought he was going to be the candidate.
For real?
I will have to look it up. I know one of these fucking truckers who never called here again bet me $200 that Bernie Sanders would be the president. And I told him Bernie Sanders not even going to be the nominee. Adrian, you better find out what Whoo Kid is, if Whoo Kid owes me money.
You don't really have to work. When this is over, go home, man.
No, you work. You work. Whoo Kid has no say. Whoo Kid will never be back in New York if he finds out he owes me money.
Oh, but is it 1,000 or some stupid shit?
But England thought the same thing. So now people are in a big way looking at this thing. As much as Trump has done a terrible job after Orlando, I mean, awful. He's been shit since Orlando. But people are looking at this thing like, conservative change can happen. Because the conservative thing, leaving the European Union, was the conservative agenda, not the progressive agenda. So they're going, conservative change can happen. This thing could actually help Trump, of all people, when it goes forward. But this is a politician in England named Nigel Farage, who has been an advocate for the Leave movement for a long time. And he's been sitting in the cut, and he pounced when his moment was right. And this is his moment. He's already gone on TV, though. He put out all these ads, right? And it said, we're paying X number of dollars to the European Union. Whatever it was, like literally millions and millions and millions of pounds go to the European Union so they can reallocate, because they're setting the laws and they're figuring out where tax dollars go, all that stuff. He goes, we're not giving them that money anymore if we leave. And I'm going to put 150 million pounds, whatever it was. He gave a specific number, and he said, I'm going to put it into national health care.
Oh, shit.
And the day that the Leave campaign won, and they announced they're leaving, they interviewed him on the news.
What?
And they go, so can you promise you're going to do that? And he goes, no, I can't promise that. And they go, like, the news anchor was like mind blown. She goes, well, but you were promising the whole time that that's what you were going to do. He goes, yeah, I don't know what they do. He goes, I don't know where the money's going to go.
He probably didn't think it was going to go that far.
Exactly. He's like, I just talk shit until we win, and then I figure it out after.
Fucking idiot.
But so he was on Fox News today. Oh, and I'm telling you, this guy, listen to him, and you tell me he is not the British Donald Trump. This guy, listen to the way he speaks, listen to the way he uses his words,
British Donald
like the little keywords he uses to scare people into voting his way. Tell me he's not the British Donald Trump. Listen, and by the way, the British Donald Trump, a lot more convincing, because he sounds all proper.
Go ahead.
How is it that you think so many people got this wrong, Nigel? I mean, all the polls were wrong on this. The expectation was, yes, it was going to be tight, but that ultimately people would vote to stay.
Well, I think they wanted to believe that, and they thought that Project Fear, or perhaps even Project Threat, would keep the little people in line. Allow the big multinationals, the Goldman Sachses, the people that love the institutions that you can see right behind me, and they just assumed that would work. Ultimately, this referendum wasn't decided by economic arguments. It was decided by a basic argument of sovereignty. Should we make our own laws in our own country? And crucially, should we control our own borders? Now,
you see, he brought it back to immigration right away.
Oh,
I told you it was about immigration, and he brought it back to immigration right away. And he said, the way he's talking, he's like, they thought, to put it into Donald Trump voice.
He does sound like a Donald Trump.
They thought they were going to vote. All these people, they love this, they love that. They were wrong. They were, because the people, but it's exactly the same thing. And it's amazing. And it makes you wonder too, because I think people are starting to deal with the reality that Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are the candidates. And I think that there's a larger, the percentage of people kind of getting worried, like realizing, oh shit.
I mean, I was always worried about an alien landing, and if we all go crazy and commit suicide.
That's what you're worried about? That's what worries you?
Because if an alien land and tell us what the fuck are we doing, we're all fucking idiots.
That's what, would you kill yourself?
There's no God. We made you idiots and threw you on this planet, and you grew into these fucking idiots running around with genes.
You didn't do shit.
What the fuck are you doing, you morons? And then there'll be mad people committing suicide. But I think if Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton become president, I think that's worse than the president than an alien landing.
So you think people will commit suicide in large numbers?
I don't know. How are we going to react to that?
Well, one of them is going to be the president.
But that's scary, though. I don't even want something. What is it, November? I don't even want it to come.
Well, look, I think, honestly...
What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to do a good radio show, that's for sure. I'm going to have a lot to talk about.
What the fuck?
I think it's going to be a very weird road. I think a lot of weirdness, a lot of unprecedented stuff, a lot of shady shit, too.
And what are the leaders all over the world? The leaders are like, oh, so let's call this guy.
Well, here's the problem. The leaders all over the world
are like, get the fuck out of here.
One minute, they're being like, what the fuck is this craziness going on in the United States? And then the next minute, they're like, hey, the British people voted to leave England. Or whatever it is. The British people voted to leave the European Union. And you go, wait. This craziness is going on everywhere. And it's because... I think it's because, and I think what I was saying before was that this election cycle, there's going to be a lot of weirdness, shadiness. It's going to be a bizarre road because we haven't even gotten to the conventions yet. The Democratic and Republican conventions where they officially nominate a person for their party is in November. No, I'm sorry, it's in July. The election's in November. The convention is in July. I'm still not convinced that either one of these two parties isn't going to be like, I don't know what the fuck is happening, but we got to find some rule that lets us, whoever was voted to be here, we got to figure out a rule so that we can throw them out. Because they got it, because the people got it wrong. You know what I mean? Because they're like, no. We're supposed to have more control over this. Because I think usually the way the political system works is they don't actually have to control the results. They manipulate the people into their own results that they're looking for. So by controlling the results, what they're doing is manipulating people, you see. And this time it didn't work because Donald Trump just keeps yapping. And they're like, shut the fuck up, Donald. This is not the way it's supposed to go. And Donald's like, it's going to be huge. It's going to be great. A lot of weirdness is going on.
The weather's great.
Exactly. You know when I knew things were off?
It's good. It feels good.
Because it feels good.
It feels good.
You know what it's Donald? This is Donald in a nutshell. I was watching Celebrity Apprentice. Loved that show.
I was on it. I should know.
Before he was running for president, before he was doing anything, he not only did he say this on the show, but I'm sure since he was an executive producer on the show, he insisted that they leave it in, and there was no reason for it. So they're in New York. It's cold. It's winter. Everybody's got their coats on and stuff. It's Celebrity Apprentice. They're not talking about anything political. He walks up to all the celebrities. He goes, so, how many of us believe in global warming? And the celebrities are kind of like awkward. They don't really want to say yes or no. And he goes, then why is it so cold? and it's just like, Donald, the fuck are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. Like, this guy, man, like, you got the Queen of England. You think the Queen of England is going to stop what the fuck she's doing to talk to Donald Trump?
Well, the Queen of England doesn't actually do anything.
All right.
It's the Prime Minister.
All right.
And by the way, wait till you hear this, Whoo Kid.
But the Queen of England hung out with Obama, like, and his wife.
But the Prime Minister of England is the guy that's in charge of everything.
Yeah.
So this vote comes through, right? He goes, because this wasn't, because he was against leaving.
Oh, shit.
And Leave wins, and he goes, you guys got to find a new Prime Minister.
See ya.
And it's like, what? What is happening anymore? So, I think some weirdness, some unprecedented weirdness is going to happen.
It's going to be weird,
at
man.
the convention.
It's going to be unreal.
Can I say something?
Yeah, Ralph, you're here. You're a Whoo Kid's dude.
Well, videographer, actually.
Videographer. I didn't know what you...
Photographer, videographer.
Right.
Oh, I'm listening to you guys, and I gotta just be honest.
And by the way, I follow you on Instagram.
I follow
so
you
I know
also.
you're all about the Illuminati.
That's why I'm like listening to you guys. I just gotta say right off the bat, I'm pro-Trump. You know?
Yes.
I'm pro-Trump.
So you see what I'm saying, too, about him defeating the plan of...
Absolutely.
Yes, okay.
Well, the reason why Trump works is because he's direct to the point, you know, and he's hitting that market of people who are just like dumbed down and who aren't, you know, that smart, basically.
Right.
Basically.
Yes.
Well, I'm not saying I'm stupid, but I'm just saying, you know.
But you recognize
he's
that.
a straight to the point kind of guy. He's a New Yorker. So when he talks, he doesn't use a teleprompter. He doesn't use...
Except that's why he doesn't work as well when he uses a teleprompter.
Right, and you can see it.
Right.
But other than that, he's like talking straight to the point, and that's why he's winning. And that's why he's winning.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Is that simple?
It really is that simple.
But you have to be able to do it, though, without a teleprompter. Most people can't handle it.
Obama can't do it.
Obama cannot.
He
no
cannot
way.
do it.
Honestly, Obama's had one good speech. He had that one speech that, like, at the Democratic National Convention that year, that won him the presidency pretty much. And other than that, he hasn't, like, blown people away. But yeah, I think that's right. Unfortunately, like, Donald has started going a step too far in the sense that, after this Orlando thing, number one, he started yelling about immigration. And you're like, dude, the guy who shot all those people was born in New York. Where are you stopping immigration from? He's from New York. But everybody still sees Muslim bad, immigration bad. I like Trump. Then he starts implying, he doesn't ever say, but he implies that Obama is sympathetic to the terrorists. He implies it. He's smart enough to know not to say those words, but he says, you know, no, there's some, I don't know what it is. He won't say a Muslim extremist. There's something really bad going on. You know, he'll say stuff like that. So then the New York Post, no, not the Washington Post, calls him on it. And they put out a headline that says something like, Donald Trump, you know, says that Orlando is Obama's fault, something like that. And Donald Trump responds by saying, I'm not giving them press credentials anymore. And you go, whoa, wait a minute. For somebody who believes in the Second Amendment so much, freedom of the press is not your thing, huh? Because I'm pretty sure that's in the Constitution too.
Well, I think it was more about like, you know, they were lying about him in the what's it, the Washington Post. Yeah, like they were just writing so many wrong articles about him. He's like, you know what? That's it. I'm done. You're a liar. You're not coming. You
can't come anymore. You can't come. Now you're punished. Yeah. And people were like, I get that. You know when I knew it was going to be different? This is the moment that I knew this whole campaign was that Donald Trump was off doing something on his own. That's why they had to bring out Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan and all these people, and Ted Cruz did everything. Little Marco was using every trick he could figure out, and none of it worked. When there was a Republican debate early on, and Jeb Bush is on stage, and he starts talking about how his brother kept people safe. And Donald Trump turned to Jeb Bush and he said, well, your brother was in charge during 9/11. That was the worst attack in history. On a stage at a Republican debate on an international 24-hour news network, one of the candidates blamed George W. Bush for 9/11.
I mean,
and like when that happens, it's like, oh shit.
See ya.
Like we're really doing this now. We're actually doing it.
And he dropped out of the race as soon as that happened.
Yeah, and Jeb Bush was like, fuck this.
As soon as he brought up 9/11, done.
Yeah. And by the way, all the people were done too. They were like, oh yeah. We're not voting for Jeb. We don't need another
one. What was Bush doing? He was at some school reading
Yep.
He was reading a book to the students.
Backwards. Upside down.
Right?
The book was upside down.
Oh, the book was upside down?
And they whispered in his ear. And he was like, let me finish this book real quick, and then we'll get to that.
He said, did it come down?
They were like, the Twin Towers just got hit by airplanes. He was like,
fuck.
He's like, I'm reading. Let me finish this book. I'm reading to the kids.
How about Ted Cruz? As soon as Trump brought up his father, who was supposed to be like an assassin for Kennedy, he dropped out.
He's out of here. He's like, well, I gotta go.
There's a theory that Cruz's father was with Lee Harvey Oswald, giving out flyers at the same time.
Because there was the picture
of his father,
of Ted Cruz's dad, and Lee Harvey Oswald.
Boom. As soon as Trump brought that up, gotta go.
Too many secrets.
What are these guys running for president for?
Well,
power.
because power, and because everybody else plays fair. Donald Trump is the only guy who all of his skeletons, they're not in the closet, they're in his living room. They're just sitting there. Everybody sees them. Like every wrong thing he's ever done has been made public for everyone. So like you can make a website and be like, oh, his steaks went out of business. The only thing that they got him on, USA Today ran an article about it, but before USA Today ran the article about it, we talked about it on this show. It was one of my favorite things that happened. One night, a bunch of people started calling up who had done business with Trump in some way, shape, or form. Was a guy who made signs, a guy who worked in flooring, a guy, because Trump hires independent contractors to work on his buildings. And apparently, these people said that Trump is notorious for not paying. He just doesn't pay people. The art of the deal is you make a deal and then you don't pay. One guy said that Donald called him, and again, this is some other person's word, so who knows. But this guy said that Donald calls him, and he goes, I need you to install the flooring in the building. Guy goes, okay. They agree on a price. Done. The job is finished. They go, okay, here's the bill. Donald goes, okay, you got two options. Number one, I'm going to give you 10% of this. Number two, I file for bankruptcy. Pick one.
Wow. What?
And it's like, what are you going to do? If I file for bankruptcy, it's 0%. If I don't, 10%.
He's
you
notorious
pick.
for that?
You pick, and that's what he's apparently. I've never done business with him, but apparently, he is notorious for that. And there's one guy who made signs. He was saying that like Donald would call him, say, "We need this sign. We need to put Trump on this, put Trump on that." And he said, Donald would call him, say, "We need this sign tomorrow. Rush job, get the sign done, deliver the sign." 8 months later, he's still trying to get paid. He's still hunting it down. By the way, do we have a sign coming?
Yeah.
All right. When's it coming?
Beats me. I'm still waiting on the email.
Well, you better remind that guy. Say we want our free sign.
It's amazing, this Trump thing. I can't wait for November, and I want to see like.
Well, I mean, I can't wait till next month. First, I want to see how the conventions handle this thing, because right now, Hillary and Donald are the presumptive nominees. They won the votes.
So what?
I mean, technically, Hillary Clinton had a lot of help from superdelegates, quote unquote. The Democrats are even more fixed than the Republicans, but
fuck that.
But they are. But you ask all the Bernie supporters. But and Bernie, by the way, still hasn't officially dropped out of the race. He's hoping Hillary Clinton goes to jail so he can run for president.
She might get locked up.
She could. I doubt it.
That's a really big chance she's going to get locked up.
I think she's got enough pull that she won't.
Well, she has all the dirt.
Yeah.
She has all the dirt.
Yeah.
Has any of that stuff been released? But
there's like 21 emails missing or something. There's
emails.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch.
There's a lot. Yeah. Hillary's got two things to worry about in the campaign. Number one, a lot of secrets. Number two, Hillary voters are progressive. The Hillary voters are the same people that would have wanted England, Great Britain, to stay in the European Union, which means they're going to stay at home and hashtag instead of actually going out to vote. Lazy. So those are the two things that are working against Hillary. Donald is a crazy person. That's what's working against him. But,
like I said before, people like that.
But they like that. As long as he's not too, as long as he stays in the right crazy. He's got to get off the teleprompter. He can't because he started moving towards the teleprompter, and it's like, what are you doing, bro?
It's horrible.
Horrible. Horrible. All of a sudden, it's amazing. You put Donald Trump in front of a teleprompter, and all of a sudden, it's like he morphs. He's like a shapeshifter, and he becomes a politician. And you go, what happened?
I agree.
I thought we were doing something. I thought we had a whole thing.
I cannot wait till you have meetings with world leaders like him and like, can you imagine Donald Trump and the Pope talking?
Well, he might get assassinated though.
Donald? Well, did you see?
Yeah, he might get the bullet.
Did you see?
And he knows it.
He does? Well, he's got a lot of good security. And he wears a bulletproof vest everywhere.
Yeah.
He does?
Oh, yeah. He's a gangster.
He wears a bulletproof vest though?
And I've heard he's one of the few people in New York City that have a concealed carry permit. I've heard. I don't know. It's rumors is rumors is rumors. I don't have any. Nobody. I've heard it on the rumor mill.
So you can get that license.
Yes,
you just got to be
it's difficult.
A big figure within the community where you need a gun.
Yes, exactly. Credible threats against you, things like that. But Donald, you probably hadn't heard this because you were traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Some like 19-year-old got arrested at a Trump rally late last week because he ran up to a security guard and pulled his gun out from him. And so they grabbed his hand and, they got him and they pulled him out of there. And they were like, why did you grab that guy's gun? And he was like, well, I was trying to assassinate Donald Trump.
He said that?
Yeah.
What the
He was like, you fucking moron.
And he was an immigrant, by the way.
What the hell?
Right. But Donald, classic Donald, he goes, I didn't hear about it until later. I was watching television and I heard them talking about it. I tell you, we have great security. So I'm glad that they took care of that. And we're going to be speaking later on this evening. And he just doesn't care. He just doesn't care.
They're going to wet his car up.
He's ready to keep
or
going.
Airplane. That's like the best way to do it. They bomb the airplane.
Like, I don't understand. Like, he knows that people are going to threaten his life. Why go all the way?
Because he loves the power, dude. He wants to be, because he's already had the money.
So he'd rather risk his life for power?
He doesn't think, but Whoo Kid, his ego is like on a different planet. Like, he doesn't exist in this world. Like, there's no risk as far as he's concerned.
Like, his family is at risk?
He doesn't give a fuck about anyone. It's him. Have you seen the OJ 30 for 30s yet?
No.
You should download them, put them on your iPad, watch them on the plane. They're amazing. It's 5 parts. They're on iTunes. You should download all of them because they're so good.
Damn.
But I got Twilight movies to watch.
You know what I'm saying?
But in those documentaries, you see like when OJ went to trial and they went to his house, they were bringing the jury to his house. So his defense team went to his house the day before, and the house was full of just photos of OJ. It was just OJ by himself or OJ with white people.
Mm-hmm.
And so no family photos, no nothing.
What?
So they took down all those photos and they put up pictures of OJ with black people or OJ with his family because it was all about race. And they wanted the jury to, because OJ was like the least black guy. I'm blacker than OJ. OJ was the least black guy of all time.
Was white.
Yeah. But not when that trial was happening.
Yeah.
Not when that trial was happening.
It's amazing how the race factor comes.
You got to watch the documentaries. They're incredible.
Out of jail.
Yeah. Yeah. He turned black so he could get out of jail.
I'm becoming a nigga to get the fuck out, man.
But the reason why I bring that up is because that's Donald Trump's mentality too. He's not thinking about his family. He's not thinking about this. He's not thinking about that. He's just in Donald world all the time because he thinks he's the shit.
Fucking despot.
It's amazing.
He's just a power-hungry despot fuck.
He is.
What's wrong with this guy, man?
But he's different, though. He's shaking everything up, and things do need to get shaken up.
Like, what does he tell his family? Yo, they're gonna kill me. Like, what the fuck? Like,
no, he didn't talk to his family about that stuff. No, it's fine. We have great security. Really, it's not a credible threat. Everything is gonna go great. They'll protect us.
How many Mexicans are in this country?
What? We got to get him out. We got to get him out.
You didn't think that they're going to let him just hang around talking shit?
Yeah, you were in Mexico. They don't like him.
Yo, when we did that show, 7,000 Mexicans came. All of them had fuck Donald Trump t-shirts on. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, the sombreros, fuck Donald Trump. Like, I was like, yo, everybody had fuck Donald Trump. I didn't even know they even had him.
Well, they're going to be mad when that wall goes up. Let's go. And especially when they're paying for it. Let's go.
But there's actually a wall in Mexico. Did you know that?
There's a wall in Mexico?
There's a wall in Mexico to stop people from going over.
They already have a wall?
Yep.
So what wall is that? Is Donald just going to build a wall on top of the wall?
Yes, like over or a little bit further than that wall.
That's what's up then. So he's only got to build half a wall. Not the whole thing. It's already halfway there.
Well, Mexico has one of the strictest immigration laws. You can't go to Mexico and be like, hey, I'm going to live in Mexico. They'll arrest you, and you have to do hard time.
But if you come from Mexico
to here, you're fine.
Right,
but I can't go to Mexico and be like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to stay in Mexico. No, you
we
can't
should do
that.
what they do.
You can't do it.
We should have their policy then. That would make sense.
He said we should.
And that's what Trump is about.
But you know why? American jail is one thing. Nobody wants to go to Mexican jail.
Bro, you're finished.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You look like a taco when that shit's over.
But didn't I hear that El Chapo escaped again?
I heard it's fake. It's a fake story.
Oh.
I put it down off my. Some people were like, "This shit is fake, nigga."
Let's go to John.
I'll take it down.
Maybe I did hear it from your Instagram. I should know everything's fake on your Instagram.
Nah, it looked real. It was like a real news report. And I put it up because I was promoting my Mexican shows, and then somebody told me it was fake. I took it down.
That's right, because it said El Chapo's coming to my show.
I'm gonna get killed.
What's up, John?
Hey, just a couple things. First, Donald Trump's security. I read that he has just as much Secret Service detail as the vice president or the Secretary of State does.
Here's the thing about Donald Trump, though.
Serious?
I am convinced that he has just as much Secret Service, and then he probably also has his own security force to protect him from the Secret Service. What?
Probably.
Probably.
You never know.
You don't.
Hey, I mean, look at when it comes to the Clintons, okay? Two things about the Clintons. There was an article that a UN person was supposed to testify against the Clintons.
Mm-hmm.
The day that he was supposed to testify, he was found dead.
Oh.
That's some House of Cards shit right there.
But how did he die?
Had a barbell fall on his head mysteriously.
What? This guy was just trying to get a pump on, and he slipped.
What? Go have Ralph with his Illuminati shit, man.
Whoa.
He knows everything.
Whoa, I'll tell you this. Frank Underwood could at least kill with like a little bit. It looked like an accident, maybe.
Hey, Sam, check out the video of Hillary Clinton. You're talking about Donald Trump when he reads off the teleprompter. Well, Hillary Clinton literally reads everything off the teleprompter. She was supposed to show a reflection of sighing. Sigh. Well, she actually read sigh.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, shit.
Adrian, write that down and find it for tomorrow, okay? I want to hear that. Thank you, buddy. I want to hear that. Sigh.
Well, the best is when she tries to sound black. Have you ever heard that?
Oh, yeah, when she got all southern when she was in
That's
Alabama.
Oh.
You never heard of Whoo Kid?
Oh, yeah.
It's the
and she
best.
tries to sound black. She switches out baseball hats for whatever city she's in. I mean, it's awful.
She did she did the dab or something the other day.
She did the dab.
She did the dab on Ellen, right?
Is that gonna get the black vote? Like she did the dab?
She's trying. She's trying to get black Twitter too. She's sending out gifts all the time. She's sending out everything.
Was she giving away
No, not gifts. Gifts at GIF.
Oh, they're just giving out Tauruses.
Yeah. No. She's got good young people pointing. That's why Donald Trump tweeted something to her, and she was just like, "Delete your account," because that's what kids say. But Hillary doesn't think to say that. She's got kids.
So you gotta tell me Instagram is gonna put whoever in office this year, or Twitter?
I think, if you want to get the black vote, I think you go for black Twitter. If you want to get the young black vote, you got to go for black Twitter.
I mean, social media did put Obama in.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this year, it really is going to put some motherfucker.
Exactly. Make Charlemagne have Donald Trump be donkey of the day like 7 days in a row, and you'll get Hillary Clinton in office.
Yeah, because Obama went through the motions like the normal way you become like you do marketing for presidency. But when he brought like the rap community, Puff,
vote or die.
Yeah, vote or die and all that extra nonsense.
When Puff was in here though, and me and you interviewed him,
he was like, "Fuck that shit."
And I was like, Are you voting for Trump? Who's the vote or die? And he's like, I'm going to die. I'm not voting. he was like, forget vote or die.
He said that.
He said, forget.
He's not fucking with it no more.
He was like, no. He was like, I found out it doesn't really matter.
Because he busted his ass, but he can't even like get contacts with anyone to administer his political power.
So he thought he was going to get everybody voting, and then him and Obama would be boys.
But it didn't happen.
No.
The only person he got boys with was Oprah.
Right. I heard Jay-Z has Obama on the text. I heard that in a song. Is that true?
Well, Obama just likes Beyonce. That's the only reason Jay-Z was allowed in the White House. I'm sorry. But everybody say that. If it wasn't for Beyonce, Jay-Z would not be in there because, Jay-Z's an ex-drug dealer, so.
Right. But Malia likes Beyonce, so Yeah, so Beyonce's coming in, and Mr. Beyonce's coming with her.
I mean, hopefully he'll dumb down. I mean, Oprah dumbed down and finally interviewed 50 Cent. She didn't like 50 for years.
Right, because she didn't like rappers.
Yeah. Gangster rappers at that.
Right.
But then she dumbed down when her show lost fucking,
Yeah, like relax.
The views went really low. And I was like, hey, 50, what up? What good did you shoot at that club? That was a hot good.
What up, cuz?
What up, gangsta? Well, actually, her lesbian lover, 50 was really good friends with her. So
Oprah's
that's why yeah.
Wait.
That's why 50.
Did you just describe Gayle King as Oprah's lesbian lover?
Who else is she?
I don't think that's confirmed.
It's pretty much confirmed.
You're a dumb fuck.
I'm just not sure. I haven't seen them together
Yo, she has pussy juice all over her face.
I haven't been that close.
Fucking idiot. You're political. Don't come at me with this CNN shit.
Well, I haven't been that close.
She eats the pussy. Man.
You know what the thing about stations on Sirius XM that aren't Shade 45?
Yeah.
For some reason on Shade 45, people think it's racist to sue you guys for libel or slander. But white channels like this one, people love to sue. So sometimes we give the benefit of a doubt.
Allegedly.
So you know what?
That magic word.
I'm just a nigga talking, man.
Right. That's why Shade 45 doesn't get into trouble. Oh, those are just,
Oh, those Negroes.
Yeah.
It's just a nigga talking.
I can't even really understand what they're saying anyway. Let them go.
But, this whole media shit is a bunch of crock, man. It's so obvious. Fake husband who lived down the fucking...
Who?
Who's that fake husband Oprah had?
You talking about Oprah still?
Larry? No.
Stedman?
Yeah,
Stedman.
Yeah.
He never, lived with her in the mansion. He lived down the block
in a pool house or
house.
something like that.
Well, maybe Oprah was just busy. She liked her work.
With that big ass pussy, you don't want it to get hit? Fuck out of here, man.
It's big?
It's big.
It's huge. I didn't know.
That shit is huge.
Oh, really?
It's just like the black hole returns.
I got to interview her about that.
You could run a spaceship in there.
I heard it looks like this the sand monster in Return of the Jedi. Is that true? That's the rumor.
I ain't gonna talk bad about Oprah.
Oh, good. I wouldn't want you to do that.
But yeah, when they hide their lifestyle, I mean, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
I don't
a lot of rappers.
I don't like lies.
A lot of rappers do that though.
Yeah, but this is only a few that I like and I hang with.
Right.
But,
who's gay that you hang with?
Allegedly.
Well, I hang with you all the time. Allegedly.
Did you see the, speaking of rappers, no other context, did you see the Kanye West video?
Where everybody's naked and going crazy?
Yeah. And all the so he put out a video for the song Famous that I played on the show before that people have complained about, but I love that song. And he's got all kinds of celebrities. I think,
Amber Rose in there.
Amber Rose, Taylor Swift, Ray J.
Donald Trump,
Anna Wintour, George Bush. All these celebrities, men, women, old, young, whatever, all naked in the bed with him and Kim. But they're all like wax figures. Like that's how they did it.
Mm-hmm.
People are so mad about it now.
What?
Lena Dunham from the show Girls, she got mad about it because she said that it portrays women like as victims. And I'm like,
how was that?
I'm like, Chris Brown is there too. What about Donald Trump and Chris Brown and Ray J? And it's men and women. I don't understand what you're talking about. And then all the celebrities are trying to get their press out of it. So like Taylor Swift has come out and said she's very mad about it. When she's not fucking mad about anything. She's not mad about it. And then Ray J's manager, known as Whack 100.
The games manager also.
Is that right?
Yep.
He went out and he said that he's pissed that Kanye put naked Ray J in the video. And he said, did they show him with his dick in his wife's mouth? If they didn't show Ray J with his dick in Kim Kardashian's mouth, tell Kanye we'll go back and shoot that shit.
He was really angry about it.
He was pissed.
Yeah, I saw it.
Which I was like, why is that guy so pissed?
I think Kanye is just portraying the connection to how we all literally fuck each other in the industry. Like our dick.
I wish I was in the industry.
I mean, if you were there, that means like all their DNA is combined. Like if my dick went in his pussy and this other guy's dick went in the pussy, we're all like sharing this moisture. Like
I gotta have sex with some famous people.
What are you waiting for? Well, no, I like your wife, so I ain't gonna talk about that shit no more.
Yeah, but if it's part of the job, if I need the DNA to be in the mix, you know what I mean? If that's just part of the deal.
But who would you do with the girl with the little pussy?
She's not in the mix. And I don't know what you're talking about anyway.
Well, Adrian, who am I talking about that got the little pussy?
You don't you worry about it, Adrian.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Like that. Somebody's smart.
Yeah.
She do got a little pussy, man. Her pussy's really
Sam,
small.
but what do you think about Kanye becoming president? Do you think he actually has a chance in that?
No, because he's too crazy. I think that he can't compose. I think he's probably like bipolar or something. He can't compose, and he's too much of an artist too. Like Donald Trump is pure ego. 100%. He's not an artist.
Which all political figures are.
Right. Just ego. So he can sculpt this thing and turn himself into like a deity, you know? Whereas Kanye is such like a moody artist that he'll just turn around and snap and all of a sudden blow the whole thing.
Like, fuck Russia, press that shit, nigga.
Yeah. And it's like, Kanye,
we out of here.
You're in a debate. You're not even president yet.
Write diss songs about fucking China.
He'll get white people upset too. Like white people,
they want to stand for it.
White people love Donald Trump because he insults other ethnicities. Kanye would be up. He'd be like, Mitt Romney would be running again, and he'd be like, "Well, this is what we have to do with our tax system." And Kanye would be like, "Well, Mitt Romney don't care about black people." And then all the white people would be like, "Scary. No, get out of here. Get out of here." But I'll tell you who is doing something I admire. I've had him on the show before. You know who Milo Yiannopoulos is?
No.
You do.
Yep.
I've had him up here. He's incredible. He's a very outwardly homosexual, very conservative British man who is a political commentator here in the States. And he just lives to piss people off.
Oh, that's what he does?
Yes. Like he's been on a tour speaking in colleges. Mainly covering theories such as feminism is cancer. And he went to Amber Rose's Slut Walk.
Oh, you went there?
He said with a sign that says rape culture does not exist.
Wow.
I mean, he pisses people off. You know how like so many college students are liberal? He went into a college to talk about Donald Trump's immigration policy because he loves Donald Trump. He calls him daddy. He went in to talk about Donald Trump's immigration policy, and he brought a mariachi band with him.
No.
Yes, in full getup. He's had people come up on stage and hit him.
Get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Wait till you... And this is... There's another libertarian, I think, political commentator named Gavin McInnes. He co-creator of Vice. Now he does a show on Anthony Cumia Network. But him and Milo held a press conference in Orlando right after the shooting, and to protest Islam and extreme Islam, but they probably just said Islam, but extreme Islam, they started making out with each other. Because they said, this is what you're afraid of.
Wait, the guy's gay?
No, Gavin's not.
But he started making out with
Milo.
this guy?
He started making out with
Holy
Milo.
shit.
Yeah,
that's kind of gay.
Just to be like, okay, you guys don't like this in your religion, right? And they just started tongue kissing for everyone to see. So what Milo's doing now is Milo is in a couple weeks, and he gave this exclusive to our pal Dave Rubin. In a couple weeks, Milo is going to Sweden for Gay Pride Parade. He's going to Sweden. And Sweden has Muslim ghettos, and not like ghettos like in the States, but ghettos like this is just where Muslims live.
He's not going to go through there, is he?
Milo is going to parade in all Milo-ness.
What?
With his big rainbow flag and march through the Muslim ghettos of Sweden.
He's going to get killed.
He's going to get stabbed.
He's going to bring security, and he's going through, and he's doing it.
Wow.
I mean, he's crazy.
What's wrong with him, man?
He's nuts.
They kill people in that Muslim world.
He's nuts.
They're
We'll see.
I don't know, man.
We'll see. All right, we got to take a break. We're already into overtime, believe it or not. We got into it.
Yeah.
Guess we're going to have to hold the hardcore pawn interview till tomorrow. I was supposed to play that on Friday. Too much yapping. Too much stuff going on in this world to dissect and talk about.
I'm mad, bro.
Today, we're going to have guests. I can't even... I mean, you can probably guess who it is. I'm not announcing who it is.
Porn stars?
There'll be a porn star there, yeah. And representatives of and the money. Have you ever heard of MoneyGram? Sending MoneyGrams to people?
What?
Like,
serious? People still do that?
Yeah, I had to send a MoneyGram to somebody to get them here.
So hood.
Yeah, it's really hood. And I'm pretty sure I lost my MoneyGram. Because I mean, I'm not convinced that he's going to come.
Sting.
Yeah.
Sting?
Yeah.
I think I know who you're talking about.
We'll see.
Oh, man.
We'll see. But I'm going to take a break. We're going to come back with more Sam Roberts Show. Thank you, guys.
Oh, man.
And Ralphie, is there anything you want to promote, actually, real quick? You want to plug something since you were on?
Vote Trump.
Okay.
Oh, I got something for you, too. As a matter of fact, they just text me.
What do you got for me?
Beats by Dre gave me 2. I was going to give it away at another show, but you want me to give it away on your show?
Could you just give it to me?
I'll give you one of them. I have 2 of them.
Yeah, you give me one and then give the next one away.
So
you got them here?
No, what I do is I got to give the address of the winner so they can just send it.
Okay.
So it's the wireless red ones. If you want to give away 2 on air and then I'll just throw 2 T-shirts of mine in there or something.
Okay, great. Yeah. Let's
do it like this. Every 45th follower that follows me on my Instagram, and then I'll just count it right now, and then I'll just give it to them.
Okay, and what's your Instagram?
It's at DJ Whoo Kid. So any fan, I'll just count the 45th follower, and then and 45 is a good number, right?
45 is perfect.
Yeah.
At DJ Whoo Kid, he'll send a couple of you Beats by Dre headphones
with my T-shirt, the pyramid,
the moisture pyramid.
Yeah, you need to have a moisture. That's a hot tea, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I got to turn up. This is Johnny Cupcakes.
That's hard.
I appreciate that.
I need that.
I'll get it for you. I have a Turn Up Gods T-shirt.
You have one already?
Not a pyramid though, just the Turn Up Gods logo.
I gotta get you the pyramid. So
I'll wear the pyramid one
on a Sunday. Like you go to church with it or something.
I will. I'll wear it to a wrestling show or something.
Yeah.
Get on WWE Network.
Shout out my website. You know, it'd be kind of cool.
DJWhoKid.com, right?
No, it's WhoDeoDrive.com.
What? I didn't know about this. WhoDeoDrive.com. That's the merch site, huh?
All the moisture teas, all the fucking Turn Up God shit is on there. But I'll give away 2 today.
All right.
With the headphones.
So you follow.
You're getting one of the headphones.
Right, yeah. I'm going to just give you my address.
You're the worst.
You just haven't sent it to Sirius with my name on it. The other one, the 45th or the 90th follower.
Yeah.
To DJ Whoo Kid on Instagram and go to WhoDeoDrive.com.
And get your shit. I'll give you all the. I gotta give you medium though, but I need that shirt right there.
Okay, I give you this, and I got to give you a new Not Sam shirt too.
You have a new one, right?
Yeah. Mike Bichetti's been rocking it everywhere.
I used to wear your shit on the red carpet.
I know, it's my favorite. I think there's TMZ videos of you giving like the cake to some football player or something.
Oh yeah, with the red velvet shit.
Yeah,
I had your Not Sam shirt.
You had the Not Sam shirt on, and you were going on the red carpet going, "Thank God I'm not Sam."
I'm actually doing a big MTV event, so you should give me your T-shirt for it. I'll wear it again.
I will, for sure.
Fuck it, man.
When's the MTV event?
It's end of August. It's
all right, so let me.
It's like some.
Except now you wear like a medium too now, right?
Yeah, this is Taylor Gang. This is Wiz Khalifa's hoodie. He gave me like all his sweatshirts. So
dope.
we gave away all that shit, which I won.
Yeah.
Well,
you're the big winner.
Fuck the feds.
I can't wait to get my. It's a good interview. I just don't want to hype it up like too much, and then it's not, I don't know if it's good enough to wait for 4 days for. But either way, we'll get to it tomorrow. If you don't like it, you'll suffer through it. Why? Because it's Sam Roberts Show. It's the greatest thing that's on any form of media right now. And lucky you for being here. I said we covered a lot of ground, but God damn it, I don't remember a thing that we spoke about. However, lucky for me, There's Adrian. Adrian records it all. He's the all-seeing eye. He is the single eyeball in the Illuminati pyramid. And that's why he's able to bring us the list. Adrian!
Butt punches make Sam warm inside.
Yeah.
Young Sam Roberts watched lesbian movies. Sam's laugh is gay. Hot dog jerks off to himself. Jesse Williams set traps for white men. England ain't trying to get fucked in the ass.
True.
Queen Elizabeth has a vajazzle. Donald Trump is packing. And Oprah eats the pussy, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Who knows, right?
I'm not Whoo Kid, so I can't say.
You can't say. Who could, though? Somehow he can say whatever he wants. Can't wait for Thursday. The anniversary show, but we got 2 days of radio before then. Those 2 days are Wednesday and Tuesday, which is tomorrow. The day that I will see you right back here. In the meantime, make sure you check notsam.com. A new Sam and Kathy podcast went up today, so you're going to want to give that a listen. It's a good one. And we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.
You've been listening to Sam Roberts Show.